Tune in. Now, y'all know, okay, I'm going to come here and talk about those iffy topics, but we have to, okay? When you are in Babylon, you have to remember where you are at all times and why certain things are always being pushed, okay? And as y'all see, okay, some of us don't mind coming on here barefaced because we're not ashamed of being women. Okay. It's so sad when people need 6 hours to get ready because they get ready like a transgender. And after they get ready, what they're showing you is how they're not comfortable with their biological womanhood. Now, this is what we're talking about because for people who pretend they love themselves, and I'm talking about women, you sure do have a way of hating each other and loving everyone who pretends to be a woman, like gay men, okay? And I think it's strange. A lot of women will act like they also like gay women more than they like straight women, and they're a straight woman. And a lot of times it's because they're hoes, okay? Period. Okay, hoes have a very hard time liking other women, but anybody else that likes to hoe like you or make themselves presented and available as one, y'all love them. Okay, this is why a lot of hoes love gay men because they both have the same type of mindset and pathology when it comes to men. The more they can smut me out and this and that, the more they'll be obsessed with me. Whole time they only hit you up when they want something to use. Okay, so you don't know what you're getting used by. Okay, he probably slept with 12 other people in between the last time he's been with you. Now he got HIV to give you. And women be excited for the opportunity to catch it. Okay. I'm going to say this again. Most women are not pretty. You want to know why they're not pretty? Because they're holding themselves to a gay standard of beauty. And unless they uphold that gay standard of beauty, most of them look like trash. Now, I'm going to talk about this in a more in depth way. Now, I understand that in Babylon, you're expected to be politically correct. And you can't be spiritually correct and politically correct. I will always say this. Now, I think it's funny how people who say they're politically correct the most will a lot of times identify as religions that also say they don't support homosexuality and different things. Now, I want you to think about the fact that all the people who say their religions don't support homosexuality and this and that, these are the biggest voters of gay rights, meaning the Democrats usher in all of the gay rights for gay men and gay people in general, LGBTQ. It is not the Republican office, okay? The Republican office is for the general collective. It's the Democrats who usher in, every time they're in office, a million different things to put gay people ahead of biological people. And I think it's funny that most people don't understand both sides are in on it. Okay, both sides are in on this fake war against, yeah, against heterosexuals and yeah, they've been on this war. If you pay attention online, the only guys they really like the men. The only men they really promote on here are men who act like they are for LGBTQ. This is why Carlos King and a lot of other black men, Anton Daniels, if you really pay attention to them having kids makes them feel like they're straight. And that's all men you really use women for, the men who are playing both sides. They use you to have a child so they can say, what do you mean? I have a 10-year-old daughter. Yes, most of y'all have daughters, and y'all still don't teach y'all's daughters how to daughter and actually be interested in men correctly. So all this I have a kid means nothing when you're watching adults, okay, who have been kids their whole life become adults and don't understand anything about adulthood, about men, about women. This is not just the women, it's the boys too. Okay, so the boys become men, boys to men, and a lot of them never make it to that point. But once they do, their main battle is somebody trying to turn them out again. Okay, imagine your whole childhood. You have white people saying, oh, we love fairness and equal opportunities, but we don't even have an equal opportunity to choose being straight because every time we turn around, gay people are trying to usher in their logic and pathology on everyone and make it acceptable. You being a man and choosing to sleep with another man does not put you in a status of superiority. In fact, it often, okay, implies that you are too weak to compete with other men properly. So you would rather, okay, downsize yourself, okay, pretend that you are turned out, okay, enough to be feminine and let men conquer you. Okay, instead of fight against men, instead of use your survival skills and abilities you've been using. You think acting like a woman and God, I can't do this. I don't care how much you act like you can't kill a fly. Okay, if you ever had to bring out your masculine, okay, you gonna be King Kong smacking niggas. Okay, and this is one reason why I think women are slow at the fact that they can't pick up on energy. There's not a gay man alive who convinced me he's so gay he doesn't have masculinity in him. There's not one, because I'm not into gay men. So you pretending to be feminine does not make me like you. Okay? So the women who haven't picked up on this yet, I find it strange. There are more women than men. We don't need more women. We need more men. Okay? So if there are more women than men, why is it that most women can't find a female friend, but you're always hyping some gay guy somewhere? And not only this, if women would be honest about the reason why women don't have shit, it would be because gay men are always invited into our spaces. And after you invite them, okay, guess what happens? You get nothing. You get nothing. You get nothing. You get nothing. We get everything. The beauty industry funds gay men's transgender surgeries. Okay, so all of the money you spend to beat your faces and do your lashes and do your contours and get your weaves and wigs, they are using that extra money, okay, from you, not to help you, but to help them become you. Look at Babylon doing what Babylon has always intended to do. Okay, this is why when they ushered in Marilyn Monroe, okay, white girls were like, oh, great, now we have something else to uphold. Yes, and they're still upholding it poorly because it was made for gay men in drag. So men in drag have always been fighting for the identity of women, but men were fighting and actually like, no, we want women. Yeah, no, we want women. Okay, so to this day, gay men cannot accept that most men who like pussy, okay, and this is a grown people's chat. So if I can't say grown people stuff, stop putting it all over Google. I will say again, if okay, gay men are so okay with straight people doing what straight people do, why is it that most gay men are not dating another gay man? They're waiting for a straight guy who doesn't act like them to bust them down. And usually he has to do it in private because he deals with girls too. Now, we'll talk about that later, but I want to mention most women complain about things we don't have. We don't have a lot of majorette studios. We don't have beauty industries. A lot of black women be like, we don't even know how to do our makeup. Guess what? A lot of white girls don't know how to do their makeup either. That's why they're online worshiping gay men, trying to figure out how to do it because gay men have hijacked white women to the highest degree. Okay, white women are still trying to get their rights back from gay men. Okay, this is why white women tend to be jealous of black women because most of the time we're gonna be like, nigga, who? Out of here, okay? And they're still like, well, honey, I'll put on a strap on if that's what you're into. You don't have to cheat on me. You don't have to cheat on me, honey. Whatever it is you're into, okay? Whole time I'm like, nah, I'm good. When I said I like dick, I meant that, okay? Like, no, okay? White women are still somewhere trying to convince themselves they're into, okay, the gay for pay. In other words, gay men are paying them to act like they're straight. Okay, most of them bragging about being married. Why do you think the divorce rate is so high? And they're taking half. I'm gonna take half, or I'm gonna tell the world you've been fucking everybody on Grindr and Tinder for the last 6 years. That's why I'm a sexless wife. They only until the internet starts calling them out for their shit do they feel comfortable coming online and saying, white men have a really bad problem with homosexuality and the download culture. Like black women think we've always known that your men are gay. Want to know why? Because of how hard they go against you. Okay, so if you're the only ones fighting for power in power, okay, it would never have made sense for white men and white women to be fighting so hard for a balance of power. And I'm gonna tell you how I started noticing this as a child. When I was a child, I loved girly things. But a lot of people don't allow you to be girly because they're trying to support gay people being girlier than you. Okay, so they're okay seeing gay guys do girly stuff, but when girls do it, it becomes it's too much makeup, too much. Yeah, but it doesn't matter. It's not for you. So why are you judging it? You see what I'm saying? It gets to the point where everything women do, gay men want to be police it. Ew, look at her eyebrows. Ew, look at her. Most of the men who come in your chats as women when you live stream and talk shit to you about how you look are not usually other women. It's gay men. Yeah, gay men. Okay, nobody is more judgmental, but always crying when they're judged than gay men. Yeah, Okay, imagine I want to be a man and get paid more than you and tell you about what men like, but as soon as you tell me the truth about myself, I'm finna go bitch. Okay, oh my God, make a new law so they can't say that. Okay, like, yes. And when you turn around as women and realize that most gay men do not like you, okay, only then do you realize that most men are gay because they hate women, not because they like the feeling of smeck so much. Okay, men can have smecks with anything. Animals too. This is why certain things had to be put in the Bible, because certain men, they will do it to the kids, they will do it to each other, and it's not our curses. Okay, this is not our curses. Certain people will never admit that they've always had a problem doing things that are so, uncanny. Okay. I'm not Jaguar. Jaguar is probably a transgender, and also a part of the industry. So if you're looking for some industry lies, you're gonna have to go to the puppets who pretend to be Black Americans, because most of them are ashy Africans. Yeah, pretending to be us. That's why they don't mind destroying our image as Black Americans, because they're not Black Americans. That's the only reason why you would let white people put you in movies and stuff and pretty much degrade Black Americans. The only reason you would take a couple million to ruin yourself from getting gigs 5, 10 years later in real life would be if you're not Black American. So I don't care if you like Taraji, you like Terrence Howard, I don't care who y'all like. Most of them are still not Black Americans. That's why they don't hype Black Americans or even themselves. Just the tethers and the white people they came here to be up under in the first place. And that's why none of their biracial children are doing shit. Okay, they're not doing shit because their parents weren't doing shit. They were kissing ass to get a pass. And they still didn't get it. That's why most of them are in the industry. We can't get jobs. They're not paying us enough for movies. Well, stop acting. Stop pretending so much. Because what's done in the dark. Imagine when somebody convinced you that acting instead of actually doing is something worth spending the earth on to pay you for. Wasting the earth to give you paper money to tell you you did a good job. So playing a game of Monopoly and money isn't even real. The only thing that's real is the earth. So they've convinced you to play with the earth. And every time you play with the earth, you're showing the earth how you feel about her. Okay? And I'm going to say again, women, the only reason we still have to pay for sanitary products is because of gay men. Gay men are literally, y'all don't even understand, there are more women than men. Okay? There are more women than men. We menstruate naturally, and the government is funding their transgenderism surgeries, but we have to pay for something like tampons and pads and a lot of people PMS medicines and things too, because no one takes the time to explore, okay, certain things the way they always trying to explore their booties. Okay, all these mud diggers will love to explore how deep your waist tube goes, but you can't take the time to explore why we don't have enough funding for women to have menstruation products, but we can afford for gay men to turn into us. Do you know how much that costs? And if y'all didn't notice, most of the men in here talking are gay men with no faces. Because, like I said, I don't need feminization surgery. I don't care what you find feminine. I'm not into gay men or your opinions of women. Why would a gay man's opinion about a woman matter to me? Name one straight man who likes pee for real, who gives a damn what a gay guy thinks about what the type of woman he likes and what she's like. Why do gay men all of a sudden think they are the coaches of women on the internet? For some reason, like the last 50 to 100 years, gay men have been pushing to act like we need them to teach us. Why the hell are you given a mother? And why was your mother so raggedy that you want to become her? Let's talk about it. Because nobody feels entitled to women's spaces more than gay men. But if you ever wanted to put your womanhood opinion into gay topics, here comes you're homophobic. So why are so many women okay with gay men always putting their opinions in our facts? Because at the end of the day, you wanting to sleep with a man doesn't mean you have more knowledge than any other man on earth. All it means is that you put your butt in the air. Okay, the thing that's supposed to push your waist out, you want something to go in it. That's all that means. And funny thing about that is there's nothing in nature that has to do that. Just you. Look at all the gay people. I wasn't raised on social media. That's why I can talk about it. See, those of you who love social media, you can only brag about this. Oh, I'm better than you. You're not accepting. I don't have to accept men who want to take my place as a woman. And if you could respect women, you wouldn't be here arguing about what I'm saying. There's nothing I'm saying that you don't see everywhere around you. Okay, this is the reason why most, those seven continents everybody knows about, this is why all of them are already third world countries, because you guys ushered in the same agendas there. Ruined the countries, ruined the relationship dynamics between a man and a woman. And all of your lady boys took over. Disease, okay, and so many other things took over to where you guys are running. Those of you who want a normal life, okay, more naturalistic life, you're running to America to take the resources left here because they have gayed your countries. Yeah. Okay. And your women are competing for dear life against trannies. Most of us ain't doing that. Luckily, as I'm proud to be black, I don't have to go buy titties. I don't have to go buy an ass, hips. I don't have to stand weird in the mirror. I don't need nails like Baps. We created that too. Everything we create, gay men take, pulverize, okay, make it cheap, and then say, we're the new women. Okay, look at us. Okay, a whole bunch of strong faced Arnold Schwarzeneggers, okay, acting like they are the new bitch in town. Okay, and when you tell them the truth, here comes Tommy, the need to shut the fuck up. Okay, Tommy the gossips and all that. I've never seen so many women pretend they love men who want to be you. Have y'all ever seen the movie Ed Gein? Imagine women supporting Ed Gein more than supporting themselves, and then they wonder why they have nothing. Okay, you still up here arguing exoticals versus bitch. Okay, tampons versus pads versus nothing's free. You still gotta bleed. Okay, you can't afford school. Ain't nobody hiring you after. Okay, gay men and white women are like this for a reason because white women are still fighting to get their freedom card from gay men because they gave it to them. And black women are lining up and acting like the new Brazilians on the block. They're the new Amara La Negras at proving you want to look like everybody but your damn self. And it ain't because of hypergamy. It ain't because of leveling up. It's because you're battling against gay men and you're trying to use gay shit to do it. Drag queen shit is not going to get you a straight man that's lit and loves P. You're going to get a down low ditty and no one cares about when you try to pretend you're a victim like Cassie. Most of y'all are fake leveling up into transgender status for absolutely men who have always been down low. Okay, always been down low. And the men who are straight are going to let you know this is exactly what's happening. Okay, but a lot of them are not going to because they are down low too. A lot of women who brag on here about being in relationships, I'm married, I'm this and that. I guarantee if you were to go look for their husbands' faces, okay, look at the gay men reporting me for telling the truth. So you can report me for talking about this, but every other commercial you want to talk about, hi, are you on PrEP? PrEP is designed to help you not what? You wouldn't have to prep if you would get on your purpose. I don't care how much you like nails and hair. When they pulled that plug on the lights and they said, okay, let the world do what it do, you can come up here and try to twerk with your knock knees all you want to. They're going to be knocking you off. Okay, these men are gonna be knocking you off, and no one's gonna look in the street and be like, "Oh, you see that tranny that got pew pewed down the street?" No, it's not women online exposing stuff. Women can't expose things because we're the ones doing what we have been designed in society to do: get married, have kids, blah 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 blah. So when a woman has a child and gets married to a man, she's not expecting to have to end her marriage because her man is down low and she has to look in his phone and see that he's messing with Craig, Fred, and everybody else, getting paid for it and this and that. And then gay men will turn around and be like, well, you should have known. We can't know when you're playing both sides, can we? This is why the down low whisperer will always be a whisperer because he always got secrets. And his main secret is he still don't like you as a woman. But his down low, okay, income has dried up. Okay, it has dried up. The more messy gay men present, the less, okay, easy it is for them to get men that actually want to deal with them because of their messiness. Okay. Also, okay, I don't care if you like the down low whisperer. You're probably the down low whisperer himself. The reason why y'all like the down low whisperer is because you hate yourself. Imagine acting like a man who sleeps with other men knows everything about manhood. That is the person you would who would know the least about manhood because he's literally submitted himself. instead of actually go against other men. So talk about survival of the fittest or survival of the most feminine, who's not really feminine. Yeah. I've never seen animals in nature do it. I've never seen an animal say, man, I don't want to compete in nature, so I'm just going to become our women. Never seen it yet. But then again, what would you know? You're in Babylon. All you know is days of the week, and those days of the week are still the Babylonian calendar. So why argue with me when you can't admit that this is Sodom and Gomorrah, always has been? So instead of do things naturally, the only thing you can naturally do is go against nature so that you can put yourself in our position. See, a lot of people don't understand what I mean when I say certain things. And I talk about the fact that men can only conquer something, women can only love something. So most of the time, women are your biggest hype men. Okay, they're your biggest hype men, and we're able to love something outside of ourselves, which is why we were the people, okay, who were given the ability to create and have kids, because we were naturally able to love what came out of us, regardless of what came out, boy or girl. We're in a time where a lot of people don't know the true story of life, okay? A lot of people don't know the true story of life. You're still battling it. And if you knew the true story of life, you'd understand why I go so hard at what I do and why I'm not scared to go against Babylon. Because most women don't understand you are already in hell, okay? A place where you cannot be your feminine is hell, because everybody, man and woman, needs feminine in its correct energy to thrive. Okay, there's nothing that you put inside the earth as a seed that doesn't transform and come out, okay, as something else that's supposed to be evolved. So a lot of people are still looking at the not big picture. It's the fact that gay men don't want women to keep evolving, because as long as they can keep you from evolving, they can keep up with you. They can pretend. They can stay in your spaces. This is why most women think becoming a baddie now, all they look is trans. Okay, I'm gonna beat my face and contour and do this. Okay, whole time, let you be like me. Okay, let you be able to do the bare minimum. Let your hair down. Okay, if I want my hair straight, silk press season. Okay, if I and the same women would be like, bitch, she thinks she done, she want to be a white girl. Most white girls, okay, can't even get thick full hair. That's why all of their products are usually like, need volume. Okay, no, bitch, I got enough. Okay, I got enough. Okay, so yes, if you really pay attention to commercials are gay men's way of reminding white women to be insecure. So the black women and other races who pay attention to commercials, they get their programming in the same way. And this is also why they program it to certain people, and those people get mad when I talk about it. But I'm gonna give y'all examples, okay? And thank y'all for tuning in, okay? Look at all the gay men pretending, okay? Someone said some of the most genuine, loving people I've met are gay men. Well, tell those gay men to love you enough to make sanitary products free instead of their transgenderism surgeries. Tell gay men to allow you to have majorette dance studios, cheerleading competitions. Tell them to allow you to have learn how to do makeup, how to do hair, open your own hair studios without them wanting the funding and grants to do it for themselves. Tell me why, okay, the only reason why nobody knows about black women beauty is because gay black men are always trying to Little Nas X, RuPaul their way into everything fashion and say, okay, they team up with the trans, and all the gay people got y'all shook. You don't have me shook. When I said I like dick, I like dick. Okay, when I said, okay, I know how I got here because my parents was making it do what it do. Okay, I don't care about you because your gay ass wouldn't be here if your parents won't get it in. Okay, if you want to be mad about that, tell your parents they shouldn't be so nasty. Because obviously, okay, they was doing things and it didn't involve their backsides. It was all in the middle. Okay, when they talk about Malcolm in the middle, y'all done skipped the middle and went straight to the back. That's a you problem. Okay, that's a you problem. Okay, because you ain't talking about nothing. Most men, okay, this is why a lot of these trans out here talking about I don't disclose. Bitch, I don't care what you don't disclose. You play with the right man enough trying to trick him, he's gonna disclose your ass right in a casket, and you gonna be like, she was a beautiful woman. You gonna be up here lying your whole death about what you were. He was a gay man who thought he was a woman, tried to trick a nigga that loved P, and got sent to his G. Period. Okay, you got sent to your God because the ones y'all say y'all believe in also don't support your BS. So don't come over here and talk is to me. Half the people saying they support all this homosexuality go to church regularly, and the Bible also says a man should not lie. Y'all don't have to help me preach. I preach to myself. Okay, I don't care about the crowd. I'm not here for the crowd. Okay, once you understand purpose and where you are, you have to remind people to stop going along with Babylon. It's like watching little Nicky play out in full time. And people still over here, yeah, let the sin begin. They loving the sin, loving it. And the thing is, the only sin that exists is going against nature. That is the only sin y'all need to worry about. Okay, I don't need you to create, okay, another foundation, bitch. Just stop putting shit in my food that fuck up my skin. The fuck wrong with y'all? How hard is that? Okay, I can eat everything that grow out the ground if you would stop fucking up the ground so we can have natural ground to grow shit out of. Oh no, don't let me come here and talk about my mother because you want to keep destroying her so you can beat her. Imagine hating everything woman. Even the only woman that sustains you is the earth. And you hate women so much you destroy her too. After all, how are all these hormones and estrogen? Stop it. Okay, how can you say you love the womb you come out of if you still trying to destroy the womb you came out of's image so that you can walk in her image? Okay, God said, okay, God shall not be mocked. Who do you see mocking each other more than anybody? Is it women mocking men or men mocking women? Who do you see pushing women to look transgender and beat their faces? Okay, is it, who is it? But women get mad when men say, I'd rather see you in your natural. He want to make sure you ain't no nigga. He just trying to make sure you the P that he wanted. Okay. So imagine when men are telling you causing a clash because when you dress up like this, when you beat your face like this, when you do your hair like this, you turn into a gay nigga. It ain't no difference. Okay. But when you yourself, you more humble because that's what comes out of you when you're in your natural. You're feminine. Y'all be up here turning into transformers and then turn around and wonder why you walk out the house looking angry. Okay, as soon as you put on your cosplay outfit, okay, guess what happened? You done turned into RuPaul, ma'am. Y'all, everybody's on RuPaul's Drag Race and swear they the baddest. Then see a bitch who come out the house with her natural, y'all be like, girl, look at her. Need to go in the house. Whole time y'all the one ain't got play all day. Can't even get one number. Only people coming up to y'all is weird dudes. Okay. Y'all damn near gotta go make a Grinder account because nobody's brave enough to let you know what you look like. I'll let you know. I'll let you know. And to these women who think you're beating your faces and shit better than men, you're not. They do it better. They've been doing it longer. They do it better. Yes, they do. Okay. You won't ever see me come on here and act like I'm finna do makeup I can't do. Cause I'm be like, oh hell no, I don't know what that came out like. I'm gonna take it off and redo it again. Cause it ain't me. Okay, I didn't come on here to compete with RuPaul and Jeffree Star. Okay, so he can look like whatever he want to look like. I'm gonna make sure, bitch, can I get this shit out my eyes? Why I still on there? Okay, I'm a little strange. I'd be like, how do gay men do this shit every day? Okay, good for you, honey. Good for you. Because no, bitch, I'm not gonna do it every day. Okay, and that's also why a lot of women don't understand gay men can use all the makeup and shit they want. The stuff in the products actually helps their skin more than ours, which is why most of them don't look like pizza face after wearing too much makeup. But you, on the other hand, damn near need a facial peel, okay, after just wearing makeup for 2 months, acting like you are the new Madonna. Imagine women who don't understand. Why are you waking up and to leave the house, you gotta go drag? Who's making you look in the mirror and feel that ugly but a gay guy? And I'm just gonna be honest. I used to think I was gay when I was younger. And people who are gay usually only hang with other gay people. Gay people messy as hell. Messy as fuck. In fact, let me tell y'all about my restaurant. And then we're gonna continue to deep dive. A gay guy tried to leave a review on my restaurant. He left me a 1-star review. And the 1-star review just said address. Because he had called, gotten an attitude about the address, and I said the address is on Google. And that's the exact address. I'm not really from here, but if you put the address that's on Google into Google, it will take you straight here. No problems. Okay. So he got upset. He hung up the phone and he left me a bad review. And I simply put in the review, how can you leave me a 1-star review when you've never used my services? This should not be allowed, okay, for you to do. Okay, it's destroying people's businesses and you've never even used my services. How is that allowed? Google removed his comment because obviously they agreed. This same guy decided to place an order. And let me help y'all out. He was a Hispanic guy. Because when I tell people most of these people ain't coming here because they're running from something, they're running to their true selves. They coming here to be gay here. Okay. They like white daddies too. Now let's continue. So the guy who called me tried to sound like a white guy, but you can always hear I'm Puerto Rican. You could tell he was a Puerto Rican guy. But the guy he got to call me from a different number probably was like from Argentina. I couldn't really pick up on his accent all the way. He was kind of in between, but he sounded like Argentina. But what he was doing was playing both sides. One of them was trying to act like they're American, the other one was trying to act like, oh, I'm an immigrant. Okay, so just two gay guys. You could pick up on vibes and energy. They was being messy. Now understand, they left this comment on my website over a week ago. So imagine a week later, you still trying to play games with me. Okay, so they placed an order for like $50. Got all types of shit. Okay. But they placed it 30 minutes before I closed my restaurant. So I called them and said, I'm not sure why you were allowed to place this order, but like most restaurants, the ovens and things power down about an hour before we close so that we can clean up and do whatever we need to do. So you kind of ordered too late. So what I can do is you can set any time tomorrow and we'll have your order ready. And he was like, oh yeah, can we do 5 p.m. tomorrow? Sure, you can. 5 p.m. tomorrow. And I had all his information. He'd already paid. So I'm like, okay, we'll have your order ready tomorrow. He comes calling, okay, at 4:03. Hey, you got my order ready? No, sir, it'll be ready at 5. In fact, if you need me to, I can go ahead and start making your order in about 10 to 15 minutes, and it'll still be ready at 5 because I have other orders before you. And he even said himself, oh, it's okay if you can't get to it early. I know I already set the time. I was just wondering, but if you could speed it up, that would be nice. I said, well, it'll be ready at 5. Okay, that's what I said. Okay. Tell me why the whole time I'm making this dude's order, and I was making it, okay? I made it myself, okay? Because I was putting some extra love in there, okay? So I'm like, I'm finna hook you up, okay? I'm damn near finna double everything you got and throw in some extras, okay? Some big back shit in there too, okay? You want some cookies and some cakes and some sugar spice? Let's help you out, okay? Because we nice. So imagine the whole time I'm cooking for like 40 minutes making everything. I'm making fried chicken from scratch that's been marinating for 6 hours. And okay, so I'm doing what it do. Okay. So he calls every 10 minutes. Yeah, this is such and such. Is it ready yet? Is it ready? Is it ready? And I'm like, sir, your stuff is gonna be ready when you set the time for it to be ready. If you needed it earlier, you should have set the time earlier. Okay, you are not the only customer. So at this point, it got to a point where he just kept calling like every 7 minutes. Eventually, I had to let a white male, okay, one of the other higher ups, answer the phone and talk to him. Then it became he was straight annoyed. I mean, straight angry because I really think he had poor intention, like have me come delivering food so he could do something ill, type of stuff. Because y'all know how some men are, okay? And what ended up happening was I made his order, okay, at 5 o'clock. Okay, he called it like 4:57. It was like, is it not ready yet? I said, sir, your order will be out at 5 o'clock. At 5 o'clock, it will be out. So I send the order out, okay, because I'm sending a mail out there. Okay, y'all men gonna deal with men. A lot of these gay men be trying to buck women. And I'm just gonna let you know. Glocky, glocky, bitch. Okay, I don't care what you think about a woman. As long as they let me go to the gun range, okay, you aiming to shoot blanks. Okay, I'm aiming to ooh you. Okay, I don't care what you talking about. Play. Okay, so he went outside and he was like, there's no one out there. I walked around the whole thing and he was just walking around looking, so they weren't there. They literally were not planning on coming. So he called every minute until 5 o'clock. Called him back every moment after 5. Nothing. Here he comes at 6:41. I would like my refund. I said, I think the fuck not when I have wasted my products for your order. One thing about the law, you better fucking know it before you play with me. Because when you agreed to pay and I made, okay, your order, okay, at that point, it becomes legally I can refuse your service and keep your money because I did use the products, okay, to fulfill your order. So unless you're going to come get this order, I'm sure in the fuck not finna remake it. And I'm sure not finna let you play with me. So what I ended up doing was I told him, I said, what refund, sir? I said, you called every 2 seconds up until your order was ready and just didn't come get it. Okay. Yes, gay men are always mad. That's why you can't let ussy be ussy. You got to say you got a bussy. Okay. Imagine people who want pee so bad. You're just mad because you don't have it. Okay. I don't care about that. But yeah, anyway. I have the right to refuse you service. But the fact that he was getting aggressive, not only with me, but with the white male, okay, he was talking to, okay? So I was like, if he's getting aggressive with you, I'm going to pass. So he tried to play with me about, thank you so much for the gifts. He tried to play with me. Oh, no, I told you to have my order ready. All of a sudden, he switched accents, y'all. He called talking like a white guy, okay? And then all of a sudden, he wanted to get Hispanic. Y'all know I speak Spanish. I said, no, 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 no. Yo hablo español también. Okay? No, I told him real quick, and he was like, "Oh, good, good." I said, "Good, good." So talk the same way you was when you've been calling here for the last 7, 10 times. Don't play with me, okay? Don't play with me. Okay. And all of a sudden it became a no, you will not talk to me like that. You will not play with me. And if you want to play again, bitch, I'm gonna give all your information to ICE. As a matter of fact, thank you for submitting all your information because I feel unsafe with immigrants having this much power. So you know what I did? I said, just because you're playing, okay, I'm gonna pursue this legally. Because bitch, I did all the work to even become a legal, okay, business. And if you didn't know, that's harder for us. We don't just come here and get 10K in a food truck biatch. Okay, so I was like, yeah, I'm gonna do what I do. Okay, so I let him know. I said, baby, this finna get legal. Okay, when I became legal, you fucked up. Okay, I ain't in the streets. Okay, selling QPs no more, buddy. Okay, no more. Okay, but if I have to, bitch, I will. I will. I ain't gonna lie, like I will. Okay, the fuck? Who is y'all? Okay, I said what I said. Now, okay, he got mad as soon as I said this finna become legal. Cause I told you this is harassment at this point. And I let him know. I said, this is the phone number that connects to the 1-star review that you tried to leave me. So you have been harassing me for over a week because you mad because Google took down your fake 1-star review, which is crazy. Okay, you too damn old to be trying to leave bad business and you ain't even had my business. Okay, so at that point, I did what I did. I said, baby, this finna get legal. I said, you can call me one more time. What was crazy is when he asked for a refund, I had already blocked his number because I said, oh no, baby, that sounds like some weirdo shit. You ain't gonna be stalking me and my employees. Okay, what I tell y'all about them Glockies. Okay, don't make me get the revolver because if we ain't gotta leave no evidence, we'll do you like that too. This is America. Ain't nobody scared of y'all third world country, nobody's. Come here and get lost if you want to when motherfuckers don't even know who you are anyway. I said what I said. So I let him know you are not welcome to use my services. If I catch you trying to use my services through other people, the police will be called and you will be hauled. Okay? I meant that. Okay? Welcome to America. And I said it just like that. Bienvenido a Estados Unidos. Okay, bitch, since you need a proper introduction. Okay, so he got his proper introduction and he was so offended. Okay, when I blocked his number, he literally texted me from a different one and said, I still would like my refund. I said, well, you're going to have to take that up with the police department I submitted your details to. Maybe they can help you get it civilly. Okay, at that point, he said, I'm going to leave the issue alone. I didn't know it was that crucial. I told you it was that crucial the first time you opened your mouth, acting like you didn't understand how customer service works. You're the customer. I'm providing you a service. If you don't allow me to provide the service, I'm going to tell you to get the fuck on about your business because you are keeping me from doing what I actually became a business to do, provide service. If I can't do it that way, well, is it me or you? Okay, so imagine me shooing him away as soon as he realized I submitted his information. No, I'm gonna leave it alone. I'm not even gonna leave you a bad star review because you're the same person playing. That's why. Okay, because if I know I did something correctly and blah, I'm not finna leave it alone. And you definitely ain't finna keep my damn money. Okay, but it's because you were playing the whole time. And y'all have to understand a lot of these men will set you up damn near trying to just see who you are and try to get back at you later. That's why you, as women, you have to be very careful. Gay men are very shisty. Okay, gay men are very shisty, especially the ones that don't present as gay. Okay, very shisty. So after I submitted, I showed him proof that I submitted his information. I said, this is where your information went. Okay, because at this point, you're harassing us. And your call, I said, the only reason you're able to call me right now is because you're calling from a different number. You've contacted me from 3 or 4 different numbers over one order that you've never even picked up. So at that point, I was like, oh, I got something for you. Send this information. They were like, okay, we'll follow up with you about the details of this report. I said, hey, hey, hey. All right. Okay. I guess the God y'all believe in working today. Okay. He been off for the last 100 years, but he working today. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Do your thing. And right after that, I went to that ICE website and said, let me submit y'all some anonymously. And I put my whole name. Hey, it's me. Just sending you to somebody you forgot to come pick up. Yeah, did. You won't come here and play with my business. Okay, while they over here giving you handouts, okay, I'm just gonna give you a word of advice. Okay, the same way ICE can find you, I can too. So at that point, when people get upset, okay, the internet is not, okay, a wall for real. They have convinced people that it is a wall. Meanwhile, okay, a lot of these people getting found, okay, like hide and go seek because they ain't doing nothing. Imagine when you so bold behind the internet, like some of us just don't got gas money for days because we not giving y'all shit. Okay, we ain't giving you nothing. Okay, I don't need no L'Oreal shampoo. I don't need this. I don't need a 48-hour deodorant, bitch. I wash my ass every day. Who the fuck coming up with 48-hour deodorants? Them baths is kicking y'all ass, ain't it? I didn't know it was that hard to do. As much as y'all act like y'all love water, scared to get in there. But let me not talk about that. Let's go back to the subject. And if you play with me too much, let me come on your shit. Okay, ICE might find you too. Okay, we fire ICE your ass too. I said what I said. I'm about sick of y'all crusty, barbarian, third world country nobodies coming over here acting like all of a sudden you became Paris Hilton. Get over yourselves. Because when you meet us, we're always going to make you know, bitch, I ain't worked this hard to play with you. If I ain't worked this hard to play with a white person, what makes you think I'm finna go this hard to play with somebody who just claimed white? Y'all better stop playing. Okay, I'm gonna need you to go wash your imaginary bussies, okay, and think about it. Fish is always on the menu. I guess we just some seafood lovers. Now let's continue the topic. Because I think it's funny how the same people who are changing the laws to put themselves in it as women also love to call women fish and, chest feeders. And I'm like, so y'all want to be us and shit on us at the same time? This is the most thin line between love and hate I've ever seen. Put it in a movie, okay? Because baby, we having a love affair over here, okay? What's up? What's up, Devon? Oh, baby, I'm cool with potatoes. Potatoes are more useful to the earth than you. And potatoes actually have melanin. You don't. So potatoes are recognized by God before you are as a living being. What are you mad about? Because you don't have no melanin. You've been here how many hundreds of years and still can't be sun kissed? You better go find you a fucking spray tan or something with some melanin in it. Okay, something that can block that sun from beating your ass up. Don't come here trying to argue with me because you're still colorless in a world full of color. Okay, that's not my problem. Okay, you know everything else. Explain to us why out of hundreds of years you still don't have no fucking color and the sun, okay, cannot get up in you anyway. Is it because you're so dark on the inside you don't even have a light to shine through your dark ass? That's what it is. Okay? But imagine my light being so bright I had to be given melanin everywhere just to protect it. Okay. Being mad because your hair grows to the ground. Okay. Because you ain't up like that. Okay. Meanwhile, okay, I'm so royal. The earth said her hair cannot touch the ground. How dare it? Okay. Bitch. I said what I said. Y'all be mad. And they be scared to where they from. Bitch. Okay. You lucky my hair low porosity. I wear that shit every day. Okay, if I didn't want knots and shit every day, and that's okay. I don't give a fuck if you ain't got my type of hair, do what you do, cause I'm still gonna wear my hair more than I want to. Okay, long as you know, if I want to cut it, if I want to Betty Boop it, I'm gonna do what I want to. You still gonna be like, wow, I can't do it. You sure can't. Okay. Someone said I got more color than you. Where in your butt? Probably in your makeup collection. I think it's funny when gay men are always arguing. Why are you here explaining yourself to me? I don't give a damn. Okay, I know y'all think that a lot of women are expected to give a damn about what gay men think. I don't give a damn. I'm not gay. When I said I like D, I like D. Okay, I love D. It loves me too. So I'm not worried about you talking about you. If you want to go be a gay man and feel powerful, there's gay stuff everywhere. Like, is it Pride Week again yet? Can y'all go catch HIV or something again? Damn. Over here telling everybody to prep. We are for you. Okay. You must thought you came in the Down Low Whisperers chat. Baby, we loud and proud by how you're messy. Okay. And y'all aren't down low at all. Imagine saying down low culture. I'm the down low whisperer. Nigga, all you niggas gay. Where and this if you love being gay, why is it only hurtful when a woman calls you gay? You are the one that brags about being gay. I'm a gay man, as a gay man, as a gay man, as a gay. And as soon as someone call your ass gay, make it a law. She called me gay. Sir, you call yourself gay every 2 seconds. You know what I'm saying? Like, damn, what did I do? Damn, Toto, what did I do? Motherfuckers out here, they named Timothy. All of a sudden, they named Tiana. Which one? Which one? Okay, we don't know. Because most of us ain't waking up and changing every damn thing every 2 seconds. And I think it's sad that when you mention the truth about it, only gay men are bothered. How do you think we feel watching you try to push us out of biology so you can unbiologically, okay, pretend to be us? Honey, these girls be. Where did you get that? Where do you get your mannerisms? Where do you get your lingo? Motherfucker be up here talking about they create shit and then be like, you want to turn into a woman. Look at T.S. Madison. T.S. Madison wants to be me. Imagine wanting to be me, the biological BBW, the real big mama, okay? And you still up here, okay, talking about some women are fish. The only fish that ever mattered, bitch. Okay? I guess we the rainbow fish. We the only fish that you can even taste. That water. Yeah. Okay. I guess we all need it. Don't forget to drink your water, loves. It might have some fish in it too. Be careful. Talking about fish. Funny thing is, where the fuck would you be in this realm if you didn't come out of it? All that I'm better than what I come out of shit is total mental institution placement worthy. Okay, because imagine acting like you want to be what you come out of and do it more than the person that you allow to. You see what I'm saying? Mental illness is a real thing, but this is also why they took away mental asylums because now we the ones got to deal with the people who think they got sense. So now when they say, I identify as she and her, sir, I don't give a fuck. And all of a sudden they be like, man, we're finna put you in jail. No, you're not. No, the fuck you're not. Okay. No, the hell you're not. Okay. Yes, it's against the law. What is the law? Okay. What is the law? The fact that a whole bunch of men pretending to be straight are arresting biological women because y'all are really gay. And then talking about down low culture. Where's the down low in the gay? Where's the down low in this? Because when I look at the Congress, I don't see a whole bunch of men in drag in Congress. So that means men who are saying they straight are the main ones changing the laws to make these niggas take the place of women. But y'all say y'all straight. If y'all was straight, how is it that y'all going through straight men to change the laws? So your wives and daughters are okay and y'all changing the laws to push them out and put these gay men in? Or y'all just think y'all so down low whispering that we can't see that the only way gay people getting all these gay men getting all these rights is because men pretending to be straight are giving it to them? Y'all think we can't see that? Oops. Well, whoop-de-doo. We see it. Okay, we've been seeing it. Okay, all that bros before hoes, all of that money over itches, all of that. I want to see all the fine men run in sports all day. Y'all be up there with y'all girlfriend, bad as she can be, and be up there. Wow, look at my man running. Whoa, oh my God. You see him, babe? You see him? Oh God. Yeah, it's my favorite player. Okay, these niggas be excited over niggas they ain't never met too. They everybody a groupie. You a groupie, he a groupie, you're all groupies. Imagine me telling the truth and shaming the devil. What's up, Babylon? You know what time it is. See, when I came on here, I didn't come on here for likes. I don't give a fuck if you like me. Okay, I promise you that. You gonna see me again. Okay, and I'm not scared to death because I'm not gonna live a long time here like some people. Okay, I'm gonna be too busy whooping your ass in the shadow realm. Okay, so For those of you who are excited about being here, that's cool. Y'all be excited. But while you excited about nothing, okay, while they convincing you not to go back to the earth naturally so the earth doesn't recognize you, okay, I'm going to talk my shit. I didn't come here to be known. I came here so that when they try to disappear me in my light, y'all know what the fuck I'm on. Because I ain't scared, bitch. Okay, what Bernie Mac said, I ain't scared of you motherfuckers. Okay, I ain't scared. When you realize where you at, you got to understand you need your number called so they can stop playing with you. It's time to level up. Okay, so be on your purpose. Okay, that way when your number called, all you gotta do, okay, is pretty much go Super Saiyan, and they gonna send you back to whoop mo asses. If not, okay, whoop they asses from the shadow realm. I don't think people understand. A lot of people don't need to come back. Okay, coming back would just be multiple deaths because some of us don't give a fuck. We know if you're on the right side of death like I am, they know not to call my card. Okay, that's why they be like, no, we need you here longer. Okay, we need you here longer. They gonna think you're crazy. They ain't gonna listen no way. Okay, but the people that know what I'm talking about, cause they know I ain't playing. Okay, they ain't here finna report. Report her. She gonna fuck up the algorithm with this truth. Fuck it up. Okay, I be over here twerking, finna fuck it up. Fuck it up. Yes, I am. Fuck them up. And my ancestors, and they mad. Don't get up past. Yes, bitch, I be here on y'all ass. Don't care. Okay. So if you want to come here and act like I give a fuck about opinions of people who were never made to talk this much in the first place, there's not an animal alive who was made to do this much talking. So every time you lie, the only thing you can do is take the wind and create another lie because that's what you are. You are of the wind. Just a windy day. Okay? Because when you get through, the shit you say is not recognized in the shadow realm. Do you know how crazy that is? Do you know how crazy that is? That's crazy. Funny thing is, you don't make it to the shadow realm because you have rejected darkness. So imagine all the black people who look stupid up here talking about, in the name of Jesus, okay, I want to live forever. I accept eternal life. Why the fuck would you want to live in a place like this forever? How dare you be so stupid? Allowing gay men to make you believe in a Father and a Son and a Holy Ghost when you know how the fuck you got here was your mama, your daddy, and they lust. Okay, when you get through, okay, because the only people that can make creations here are people that lusted after each other. This is a fact. Okay, if your bloodline is already cleansed and they just need you for your energy, you're not going to be able to produce a child. I don't care how hard you try. If it's not for your light, okay, you can't get with two positives and create something. This is an electromagnetic world. You need a positive and a negative, honey. Okay, I know some of y'all forgot what school is about, but a lot of them is to tell you about the lies and truth, just mixed up. Energy cannot be created nor destroyed, right? Just transferred. So who the fuck is always in the process of trying to transfer all our energies into other things and into other purposes? Who's always trying to repurpose our energy? See, peace be still. But common sense ain't common in a world full of people who try to convince themselves that they are more than nature. Okay? Everything in nature can be the fuck still, and everything still works for them. The things that are supposed to move are moving. Imagine the things that are the slowest creatures on earth, the sloth spirit wanting to run the world. And then you wonder why they got to keep creating false technology to keep up with our melanin. They need something to create. Okay, that you ain't using this black mirror because you're faster than black people. You're using it because you need something to appear like you are. Meanwhile, it's just a shield from the fact that you can't properly survive without unnatural things. This is a fucking Ouija board that you brought to life using our melanin to do it. Because if you didn't know, you damn sure couldn't make your screens work with a white screen. So what the fuck makes you think that you can make life work with your whiteness and your lightness? You are a false light. That's why you haven't been given color. You can only manipulate light. Poor thing. And you're angry about truth. Mad because white men and white women have always had the spirit of Sodom and Gomorrah. You are the people who love your sons and hate your daughters. That's why your daughters be fighting for their life for attention, still going against those gay sons you keep raising and ushering and offering up to other gay guys so you can get some money. After all, if there's more women than men, why the fuck will we need men changing the laws to make them identify as us? See, one thing about truth, people hate it. So I'm not going to come here and get 20K subs off of telling the truth. Okay? If anything, you're going to get hatred and a whole bunch of gay people who want to be your essence angry. But imagine being mad because you can't be me. A whole bunch of dumb children. That PMV is real. But it's always been real, which is why men can't stop putting themselves into everything you are not allowed to create. Example, imagine saying there's a Father and a Son and a Holy Ghost and having to do a reverse baptism just because you're so angry that you come out of a woman. You have people doing reverse baptisms and gay witchcraft. See, most women don't even understand the witchcraft that men are trying to do is gay witchcraft. Most women who come on here with their tarot cards and give me a collective God. It could be anyone on there. Okay. They have no connection. Okay. Y'all are doing gay witchcraft. So imagine women copying gay men and then acting like they're getting something out of it. Then they come back here 8 years later because they find a real voodoo queen and all of a sudden they got some new content. Look at all the witches who came out the woodworks because they just realized, okay, Big Mama's in town. Okay, so Miss Cleo's, I'm gonna need y'all to giggle, okay, because y'all leading people down a path that when I am astral projecting and I'm looking for people's asses to whoop in the shadow realm, y'all bitch asses got people in my realm that don't need to be there, okay? I'm gonna need you to stop playing and get the fuck out of my way because a lot of people have had their numbers called. And if it's hard for me to get to them, you gonna make it easy for me to get to you. Stop coming on this bitch line. Especially you motherfuckers that love to put your face on here. All I need is a face and a name, bitch. And it's about OV for you. So keep thinking that Jesus can save you and Jesus doesn't exist. I will be whooping your ass and everyone that you created ass too. Okay? Oh, the blood of you, bitch. It ain't got shit to do with Jesus. Okay? So you keep calling on shit that don't exist. The only thing you gonna see is me. Okay? Jesus can't make it to our shadow realm because Jesus is a created player, just like in a video game. Imagine y'all playing a video game. Imagine playing 2K or something. Y'all done created a player and then brought that bitch to life. And you still think it's real. That's crazy. Okay? Crazy on a whole different level. Meanwhile, you got faith in a nigga you never met. I could never. I will never. The same thing tells y'all to trust in no man, only me. Who do you think that me is, you big dummy? The earth. Okay, imagine something telling you not to trust in me. Okay, was Jesus in this earth form as a man? Okay, and if Jesus was a man and they say Jesus was a carpenter, why the fuck Jesus wasn't here building shit? Men build. What was Jesus building but your false confidence? This is what I mean about titles. All these fake titles have no power. See, the world has convinced you that you have titles that don't exist. You were given a purpose when you came out of the womb, and there wasn't a white person alive that needed to tell you your purpose. Name one animal that needed a white person to tell it how to do what it do. Okay, name one squirrel that said, I need a white person to tell me how to squirrel. Name one lion that said, I need a white person to tell me how to lion. You were put here with everything the fuck you needed. Only one person has convinced themselves that they can falsely keep portraying themselves as what the world needs. Who the fuck do you think that is? And why do you think the world is moving backwards when we were put here to evolve? Who are the only people can evolve something? Who are the only people you can put something in and create something anew out of? So why do women not understand what they are putting in you is creating your extinction again? And guess what? A lot of you bitches need to be grateful that you're not already extinct because of all the false bloodlines your dumbass keep creating that we have to go take out. Yeah, keep creating them. We're going to keep swooping them too, okay? Get your ass out of here. You weren't supposed to be created anyway. We don't feel no sympathy for these manual bloodlines you keep trying to create to save yourselves from yourself. You and your whole bloodline will be diminished in less than 2 to 3 generations. You better hope it ain't one. So keep playing. Keep playing. Okay? Because what you want is that P power. You don't have it. So while you're gaying the world, okay, we're waiting on you, okay, to go ahead and end it completely so you can go ahead and realize them roots ain't never stop rooting. Okay? They ain't never stop rooting. Look at all the gay people in here mad. What's wrong? Your butts are too stretched for you to hear what I'm saying or something? What is it? Just like all the celebrities y'all think are women, I've never in my life met a bad bitch that had to brag on her pussy. Ever. Meanwhile, macaroni and this, and y'all still can't tell that these dudes in drag are men. I ain't never in my life had to brag on my pee to put it down. You just do it. And you be like, damn, he's slobbing. Oh, that's so cute. You ain't never had to brag. You would never know when I'm doing anything because it ain't your business. I'm not the one that created corn. The people who needed corn were people who wanted to imitate. Look at all the gay men who be like, I watch straight porn for the men. No, you watch straight porn because you want to know how to turn the men on. I'm going to tell y'all about y'all PMV, okay? From the ancestors to you, okay? That PMV, okay? Gonna have y'all stuck here, okay? Humping the animals in about 2 generations. Y'all gonna be humping everything that has more range than you. Okay, you're gonna be hoping, okay, that the horse looks at you. Please, horse, look at me. Look at me, horse. Oh God, yes, the PMV. I said what I said. The PMV. Are you upset? Because after all, women are the only thing that's not allowed to be, well, what we are. And if we are doing it, here comes the gay men to critique us. Ooh, look at her. Why are you always critiquing us as gay men? You don't like P, so why are you worried about what P is doing? Baby, y'all better let me come through and talk to you. Okay, while y'all getting ready to go lie at church, let me stop by here so I can tell you some truth first and tell your pastor about it, because half of them be tooting it up too. Toot that thing up, pastor, let them know. Okay? Most of y'all pastors got more P envy than anything. That's why they love being there lying to your P, okay, and taking your money while they do it, okay? So cute. Okay. Hallelujah. Okay. Hallelujah. Okay. Yes. They made a lot of, I don't know what you're talking about. I ain't reading all that, honey. Okay. Unlike you, I'm 2 years away, really about a year and a half away from my doctorate. I don't need you to tell me anything, okay, about genetic terms. Okay. I don't care about any of that. Okay. Worry about what they're putting in your water and your food and hell in you. Worry about what's in your air every time it turns gray and cloudy and they make it rain. Because I don't know how many times you have to tell people it only rains here, okay? It only rains here naturally when you see a rainbow. If you don't see a rainbow after the rain, it's because they didn't chemtrailed it and created combustion cycles that make it seems like it's raining because they have depleted the earth of so much water. They keep having to mimic, okay? God, they're trying to mock God. Okay, but God know, okay, it need to be a drought, okay? Okay, because God is her. Okay, when Ariana Grande said God is a woman, that bitch knew what's up, even though that's not a, I'm gonna say this again. Even when you tell the truth in Babylon, you can tell everybody here that most of these celebrities are not biologically what they say they are. And they can still sue you, and Babylon will say, guess what? We're going to sue you and let the person that's lying win because this is Babylon. Why do you think all of a sudden gay people, everybody want to be gay? Because they see that gay people are being put on a pedestal. Meanwhile, y'all be the main people. Look how many gay men have babies. Okay, men don't care. Men just want to feel like he's messing with her and me. He can't stop messing with me. He can't. Meanwhile, you're still fighting to be claimed as a woman because nobody wants to claim your gay ass. You can get married. What man has to turn into a woman to be with a man if it's not deceit and deception? Gay, most gay men who really gay, they gonna do what they gonna mess with whoever they want to, and you can't stop them. I done seen gay people, and I just be like, it's somebody for everybody. Okay, it's somebody for everybody. Okay. Y'all look at all the gay men worshipers coming in here. Who you mad at? We love gay men. We know y'all want to suck the peens of the queens. That ain't got shit to do with us. We like D and we told y'all that. Okay, so when you come over here trying to hype these gay men and they bussies, you talking to Big Mama. Okay, a biological one. Okay, not the ones that buy their bodies and then become a lotto. Okay, y'all are obsessed with little boys who want their big girl bodies. That ain't got nothing to do with me, child. Okay. Oh no. Some silly bitch with braids and no hair underneath them when she take them out is mad. Oh no, a bitch who can't get married. Gay people can get married too. You being a married woman doesn't mean nothing. Guess who's on Grinder and Tinder the most? Y'all married husbands. So go talk to your married husband because I promise you, he the only one that give a fuck about your woman ass opinion. Okay, like I said, you're probably his beard. Go be a beard. And beards don't do nothing but sit there. Stop talking. I don't know why you came in this chat talking. Okay, yes, two men can't make a baby. But look at all the women in here ready to get buck over men. Girl, do you like D or are you still mad because you fighting to be P? I ain't fighting to be P her. Okay, I ain't fighting. I guarantee her husband down low. There's more women married to down low men than there will ever be women married to straight men. Look, somebody said it's clear you suck coochie, and she went to dick. I do you have children? You sound like a gay guy. Cause who's sucking coochie? I thought coochie was meant to be licked. But then again, you wouldn't know because I guarantee your husband ain't licking shit. That's why you won't hear bothered. If he was licking it the right way, you'd be somewhere like la 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 la. You mad? You probably ain't had smicks in about 10 years. How long you been married, Deanna? Up in here mad. Baby, I ain't gotta be secretly gay. Okay, I got dudes, stalkers, and bitch stalkers. So, and when you get through, I've dated girls when I was younger. Most girls who say they're gay, they bullshit. They be trying to use women for what they can't do themselves. They like attaching to women who are seen in the light better than them. That's how it is. Okay, a lot of gay women are users too, and a lot of them take more dick than anything. Oops. Okay, are you mad? Go watch a I remember when I was younger and me and my gay cousins when we was teenagers, like I'm talking teenagers, like 8th grade, ninth grade, we there was a movie that had came out called Lies We Tell, Secrets We Keep. Bitch, go watch that movie, okay? Deanna, nobody wants your coochie, not even your husband. That's why you over here in my live stream. Because as a non-married woman who definitely has more in my bank account than you and no children, child-free, I doubt that this is the chat you need to be in. You definitely give off Tommy the gossip energy. Go be around delusional queens. I'm a real one. Hey, fish is on the menu over here. You're a little hot. We gonna have to fry yours. We can't even just let it bake for you. We have to fry it. But yeah, because most of the time that's what they are. Like, I don't think y'all understand. Gay guys and trans live to argue with biological women that they can't fuck with. So if you're a woman and you're supporting this shit, understand most of the men who are going to come to you are really trying to compete with you. And there are a lot of men who will be with a woman and do everything for you and still like dick, like to toot their asses up. So imagine being mad at me, but y'all married women are the ones on here crying about how your niggas are treating y'all. It ain't me, bitch. Because you know what I'm going to do? Vroom, vroom, bitch. Okay. Bye. Okay. So imagine being mad because you're a lonely bitch in my chat. You're the only bitch in here mad. Are you okay, sir? Sir, are you okay? Calm down. We're just talking about the truth. God damn. You must haven't had your feminization surgery, so you seem mad. Like, what's wrong? Are you mad because Big Mama still telling you what it is? And I don't give a fuck how much feminization surgery you get. Okay. Nope, but you can't do it like me. No, no. But you can't. What's wrong? Okay, because I don't have to use something to keep my Uchi hole open. I don't need I don't need to use my waste management system in the back. I promise you my pee get it done. Okay, I'm sorry. Okay, a lot of y'all be like, we just be keeping it fresh. No, baby, he just letting you know your Uchi is loose. So I can't imagine why so many men act like they got multiple holes to stretch. I didn't know that. Okay, I ain't trying to start, baby. Just let the only thing I'm worried about back there is stuff coming out. Okay, if you want to have fun, do what you do. But a lot of times I feel like it's because y'all ran through. You got a tunnel coochie, so you be mad because while you was getting ran through and bragging, yes, oh, he love his coochie. Imagine every time you have smacks, you brag about how good it is, as if every time you use it, it gets better. That's crazy. Women are weird too. You've been listening to gay men so much, you actually believe the shit they say, so you start saying it. Okay, girl, I be putting it down. Okay, y'all be up there selling y'all self and then turn around and be like, I got the best Uchi ever. And then wonder why no man ever will wife y'all. Okay, y'all be trying to mimic people who never get wifed. They just cheat on everybody. Okay, y'all are very much happy to just be side Bs, most of y'all, because that's what most of y'all are going to be anyway. And one thing about gay guys and trans, if you go on Snapchat, nobody more than trans and gay guys are on there like, I'm hosting who wants to pound me. I need love, I need attention. Like imagine begging for attention all the time and it's not even hard. Men will F anything. So imagine when even in your best transformation, they be like, I'll pass. You have to be like offering stuff. Like, you know, you are desperate while trying to pretend you're the better woman. Meanwhile, there's a woman somewhere ashy and dashy, okay? And she still got a nigga people be like, what the fuck does he see in her? And he ain't gonna leave her. She can cheat on him 20 times. Men that like P deal with a lot from dusty women too. Okay. But he's still gonna take a dusty woman over a gay guy who's pretending he's not dusty. And that's what makes you mad. Someone said, I'm really getting a trans took my man, but my man doesn't date trans. My men like me. They like P. My men don't even like braids. That's why my hair is waist length, probably, because I ain't let one of you bald headed hoes pull it out. Grow some hair, bitch. Maybe you'll feel better. Because, like I said, I don't really feel that angry against other bitches. Either you got it or you don't. I'd be like, oh, she cute. Girl, you look good. I be hollering out the window, bitch, you look good, bitch. You look good. The fuck? Okay, I ain't no gay dude. I ain't got P envy. So I be like, damn, that bitch. Girl. Okay, like, what y'all got going? Okay, because I don't know why y'all can Imagine being mad because you don't know what real women look like. You still think that's what P act like? Of course you do, because you're a man. Men compete. You're always angry. You can't even place your rage properly. That's why it's always at us. So imagine still being mad because your rage is with women. Golly gee. Take a chill pill, Bill. Okay? Y'all up here trying to kill Bill. Okay, y'all need to be finding y'all will. Send some money, laundry guy, in a picture. Okay? I stand up all the time. Okay? All up over you hoes. Every time I stand up, your nigga gonna be like, damn. Okay? You gonna be mad like, damn, I need a BBL and quick. Okay? Yes. Okay? And I don't mind you calling me Jill Scott. Okay? I don't mind that at all. As long as you know I'm a biological woman, I don't give a fuck what you think I look like. Y'all always be where I look like the people that made me. So, I mean, I guess her parents must look a little similar to my parents or something, because, baby, I don't care. Oh, we in America. That's where. And half the immigrants in here talking would take off all they limbs to get here. So y'all might just want to go drink your pond water and shut up. Yes, hair helps. That's why I know a lot of bitches that's mad and leveling up and leveling up. You're just bald headed still. You're bald headed still. Because, girl, if I want to wear my fro, okay, if I want to flat iron my hair, if I want to wear it curly, if I want to wear two pigtails, okay, whatever I want to do, I'm going to do it. If I don't want to wear nothing but my regular lashes with some mascara, okay, put a little bit of eyeshadow up here, okay, maybe some blush, okay, maybe some Carmex and Vaseline, I'm going to do it. And guess what? Unlike you, I'm still going to be that bitch. If I want to wear sweatpants, okay, and a hoodie, guess what, bitch? I'm still going to be goody. And everybody going to be like, ooh, so why are you mad? Because I don't have to spend 20K to look that way? Oh, well, RuPaul, get over it. Like I said, you need to probably take them braids down. They probably fucking with your mentality to think. Okay, the braids too tight over there, sir. Your name's Deanna, but your real name probably DeAndre. DeAndre, calm down. God damn. Where's DeAndre's mother? Because that's probably the only person that can tame you who's more masculine than you. Where's your mother, DeAndre? Oh, what? Let me guess. You're somebody that went and got dread, so now you think you're spiritual. Can somebody tell me why Deanna is here? Deanna, why are you here? Because unless you're a gay man, why are you here going so hard about what we're talking about? Yes, please go on so we can get on your ass. Oh, so because you have dreads, that means something? Maybe what you locked up in them dreads needs to be taken down because having dreads doesn't mean a fucking thing. Usually, people, women who get dreads, you get dreads because you don't like your hair texture, bitch. So I'm sorry that you still trying to cover up who you are. I would dread being you. Mm, mm, mm. Do you need subbies? How many subs do you have, Deanna? Because you've been in my chat a while. I didn't know married women were my topic of conversation, considering all the women in my life are non-married and not arguing with a damn soul. Which page? Because the thing is, I don't give a fuck which page. The question is, why are you on mine if this isn't your type of content, sir? Yanni, your name is Tarot. Tarot cards are for white people. So imagine coming in a real voodoo priestess's chat and talking about what, okay, spiritual isn't. You wouldn't know what spiritual is because tarot cards aren't spiritual, bitch. They're pagan witchcraft. And most of them are based in gay witchcraft. So imagine trying to do witchcraft that they stole from religious people. Tarot cards are for gay witchers. And you're in here talking about real spirituality. I don't care what you think real spirituality is. Can you shapeshift? Can you astral project? Can you put people to death and wake them back up? Oh, I forgot. You're too busy reading cards that a white man printed for you in Babylon and said, here you go, this is spirituality. So you don't look at it as tarot cards are absolutely the same thing as the Bible, just something that Babylon gave you. That's why you can't get banned for talking about tarot cards because you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. But I bet you won't put a face to a name and let me give you a doll. I bet for the first time you shut the fuck up like most of these hoes that come over here and play with me. Yeah. So I'm gonna need you to go talk about fake spirituality and get the fuck off my live. The only reason you're here is because you know your spirituality isn't real. You're looking for some truth. So after all, I wouldn't know you exist if you didn't come to me. I'm channeling. And you can only channel spirits who are either like-minded or want your essence. So while I'm channeling, be quiet. Okay. I told you, when I channel, you're gonna know I'm channeling. Because my chats aren't going to be 7 people in them. I'm channeling, bitch. Okay, get your energy up so you can understand how to use a channel. You wouldn't know you're somewhere talking about the blood of Jesus, even though the only blood you need to be worried about is the bloodline women you've been given. That's why they bleed for 7 days. Learn how to cleanse your bloodline women, and you'd stop being dusty and weak in Babylon. Until then, what would you know? The only blood you talk about doesn't even bleed. But they have you over here pretending to drink their blood and eat the bodies. And you wonder why you're a little cannibal that's gone crazy. Babylon convinced you of anything. I'm not you. Like I said, I'm not here for the views and the fake likes. I'm here because guess what? When they take me out because I'm giving you too much raw to help you free yourself from Babylon, okay, you're going to be in these videos fighting for your life trying to get out. And you're going to understand what I mean by most of us ain't scared of death. That's why they keep sending our black asses back, because they know we gonna buck the system. You're not. That's why you're here fighting to uphold it right now. Bitter much? Or should I say, is that reprobate mind they created in you still leading you? Everything you know Babylon gave to you, and you're confused. What are the days of the week? What are days of the week? The Babylonian calendar. That all refers to the planetary systems that they actually believe are planets. Look at these people. You're talking about Christ. My dad is a preacher. If you want to come here and quote the Bible, we can do that all day. There's not a system that you know about as a slave that would free you. That's why you're still stuck to those systems. They give you systems of false hope because they know they'll never give you the chance to create real hope. So while you're bickering amongst yourselves, okay, only you have the power to separate from Babylon, but instead you're waiting on them to give you pieces of the earth, and the earth is free. So imagine when they got you playing a big game of Monopoly and they got you redirecting your earth. Ain't that crazy? Okay, everything you need comes from the earth, but they're chopping up the earth, remaking it into something else and telling you, oh, you can spend this, but this is how you know houses and mansions and that's not even real. How do you buy a mansion? With fake money? Money isn't real. It's made from the earth, the only thing that's living. So they have to kill the earth to make money and then tell you that what you're spending is something real. And they're recreating the earth with using the earth's materials to give you these homes, just to keep you distracted, just to keep you working, just to keep you slaving and taking your energy. And you still up here crying over truth. Bitch, go be a poor slave and be quiet. Okay, go be a slave and understand your race or none of that doesn't stop you from being a slave. Rich slave, poor slave, you're still a slave. Yeah, I'm just letting people argue in my chat because I told y'all what the topic is. And it is what it is. Okay, I'm not here to stroke your egos. That's what you're mad about. I was never put here to stroke your egos. Okay, if everything was allowed in nature to be what it's naturally made to do, we would never be made to argue in the first place. You wouldn't understand what DEATH is because you weren't made to understand death. Something unnatural, okay, made death an unnatural experience for us. Okay. So can you imagine? Deanna, we don't give a fuck what you think. Okay, we don't give a fuck what you think, Terminator face. Go be a loser in peace. Okay. Why am I getting a doctorate in Babylon system? Because unlike Babylon, my melanin can connect dots that their white asses can't haven't connected all through history. After all, I'm not the one trying to figure out if I'm a boy and a girl and that's chosen for you. So if you're wondering why I'm pursuing education and you're not, it's because unlike you, I can utilize my information and actually evolve with it. And the only thing you can do is waste your time and money, well, becoming sicker for a system that's using you like a lab rat as they test all of their biological and unbiological products on you. That's the difference. And if you didn't know, I'm already a licensed therapist and a licensed herbalist. I've also healed my own cancer in 3 years. So I actually had brain cancer. So do you think I went to a white person to let them experiment on me? Or do you think I was going to do what I need to do to make sure I can heal myself? Because our God gave us the ability to trust our God to heal us. And I don't have to go through a man, let alone a white person, for my God to heal me because my God is the earth and everything I need comes from the earth. Everything. So if you want to be upset about that, well, be upset. It's only a feeling that doesn't exist. If you were made in nature and doing what nature intended you to be, you wouldn't know what upset feels like because in nature, everything works together for the greater good. And the only time death happens is based on, okay, survival. So death is never presented as something that's scary, just necessary. So imagine when a whole bunch of unnecessary people keep producing things in an unnecessary way. Okay. Yeah. I mean, you can be upset. Why would you need a tour of my home? See, that's what the internet is for white people, weirdos, and losers to invade your privacy. You don't need to see my home. You can pay my rent. Unless you're going to pay my rent, you can kiss my ass and you're going to see what you see. Imagine a whole bunch of people who forget I'm not a content creator. You don't need to see the intimate spaces of my home because they're not for you. I'm not a loser who's trying to prove I have something. What I have is what I want. Therefore, I have no need to splurge it to you. Who the fuck are you? And why the fuck would I need you to see it so you can want to ruin it or mimic it? That's what you want. That's what the internet is, a place for losers, okay, to watch everybody else so they can have something to mimic or compare themselves to. Meanwhile, What reason would you need to see my home for? And it's my sacred space. That's what I mean. The internet is a place for white people and other people to literally invade your privacy. Exactly. I bet you do want decor ideas because out of 400 years, you still can't come up with anything original. That's why the internet exists. Because you need somebody to copy, but you're not in the same vicinity and neighborhoods of the people you love to copy the most. So you have to have a way to always be watching them without them knowing. Meanwhile, look at America. We know all you do is fucking watch us, losers. Okay, everybody wants to be black. Everybody wants to be a bad baby. You bring in all the immigrants here and all y'all equally want to be black. We know all y'all do is sit at home and watch us. Could you imagine being such a loser? And then the same bitches with a BBL and some hard titties be on here like, and you're ugly and fat. Yeah, and I still look better than you. And my body looks better than yours naturally when I leave the house. So with all that fake shit, okay, y'all still walk past me and get to adjusting your hard titties in your push-up bra. I don't care about none of that, okay? I am what I say I am. That's why I don't have to care about what you think. What's a thought? You wouldn't even know what a thought is, would you? Truth is, you're not supposed to be having thoughts. You're supposed to be binded to nature. Nature thinks for you. So imagine something that has convinced you that you actually have to exert your energy thinking for yourself. You've already been spoken for. That's how great a lot of us are. Okay, so why would you want a tour of my home? Let's see your home. Let's see you. Okay, imagine wanting to see somebody's home. Bitch, let's see you. Let's get a tour of your home. Let's get a tour of you. Let's get a tour of your bank account. Show us how much is in your Cash App right now. Show us how long y'all been on YouTube lying, trying to get views and subs, and y'all still on here lying and repeating Shira7, Chrissy, Cynthia G's content and can't get 2 more subs in a month. Because all y'all doing is saying the same shit over and over with a different mic. Hi guys, today we're going to talk about why certain women will never get rich men. Meanwhile, this is someone on Section 8 who all men avoid. Can't even come do a live stream. But they be on here in the live streams like this. Every live stream, they be acting like they scared to come on here, okay? They want you to know they doing it for the culture. But they also want to be in here like this, y'all. This is how they be want to be in here. Hi guys, I'm the baddest of the bad. Welcome to the internet. Do you see how feminine I sound? Yeah, totally. What's up? So today we're gonna be talking about, okay, that's why I be like, where are these bald-headed hoes at? Okay, where's they at? Y'all be on here believing people like Pretty Little Liars, Pretty Little Reality, and I be like, but bitch, you don't ever go live since you so fine. Okay, but like I said, it's something about bald-headed hoes that just lets you know they're a bald-headed hoe. It's always their energy. It's always their energy, okay? Because like I said, bald-headed hoes have a different energy than women who have their own, okay? You can say what you want, okay? And even when the long hair beauties, the real Rapunzels, cut our hair, we still ain't bothered by the shit that y'all be bothered by. So we be like, where y'all hatred coming from? And I'm just going to be honest, a lot of y'all hatred is coming from shit like this. Let me see if I can, let me move my beautiful face. Most of y'all hatred, the ones who's talking about they struggling with hatred for themselves, this is why y'all have hair hatred. This is why y'all have African American, okay, disconnects, okay, foundational Black American disconnects, because y'all know our names are changed every 2 seconds here. But this is why, as y'all can see to the left, a lot of y'all hair textures look like that to the left. But y'all want hair textures that look like the right. I know, because the right is my hair texture, but to me, it's still just as coarse to me to work with than you think your hair is. The difference is you won't let your hair get long enough to see what the fuck texture your hair is. Because if you did, you probably would love it. And that's the problem. If you would leave your hair alone and always stop trying to mimic everybody else's, okay, essence, you would stop being salty about women who don't fit Babylon's opinion of beauty. We never have. Don't give a fuck if we ever will. Okay, when you love yourself for real, no one gives a fuck about your hair texture, bitch. I don't care if I put Eco Styler or I don't. What are you gonna do if I, what? What are you gonna do if I decide not to wear my hair how you want to see it? Nothing. It will be seen. This is why when I come on here, why are women still talking about here? Because y'all watching African content. These women will never admit they be trying to steal African content, and we know you're still getting African content because you're always crying and insecure about shit Africans are insecure about. And the most they're insecure about is their hair textures and their facial features and the fact that they are not thick queens. So they always trying to mimic white women and gay men because they're bony, okay, and bald headed. That's why in the media today they're not showing you, okay, black American women, because a lot of us got a head full of hair. We don't care if it's the hair you want to see. We do. We've been wearing puffs and updos and shit forever. Okay, y'all be acting like we don't remember where we came from. Bitch, I remember a time we would go get our hair done. The only thing we would get, okay, is a hairstyle where we had our hair in some finger waves on the side, a updo with some ring curls and a bitch, and it was all ours. One a track in sight unless you wanted a swoop bang or something that was really colorful. So imagine being upset because we know we haven't been having these bald headed issues that y'all on here lying about. Y'all are stealing y'all content from African women who have self hatred and internalized hatred, and then coming on here and this becomes you because the only content y'all steal, y'all want hair like this. But when I come on here with my hair like this, here come all the bald headed black American women, and you fat and taking all the niggas you want. The fuck? Okay, I said what I said. This is what I mean when I say skinny bitches have always been insecure. But if you pay attention, skinny black women are the most single women on earth. On earth. How is it that at your smallest, nobody wants you? Because skinny black women will never admit that the bitch you hate on the most are the thick black women or the black women who actually like themselves who get more play than you. And it don't matter what they look like. It don't matter what they look like. This is a fact. And this is why I don't shit on black women who are okay being who they are. Okay, a lot of black women know exactly what they look like. They know exactly what they like, their hobbies, their habits. They know how they want to raise their kids. They know if they want to have kids or not. It's the black women who have chosen paths they can't come back from or they're too lazy to fix who are always on here acting like they're stressed out with life. Bitch, white people are fighting amongst themselves and all the other people they brought here to claim white. Why are you angry? This is the perfect time for you to do you. You can't do you because you've been trying to do white bitches your whole life. You've been trying to be like the bougie black women who you think are bougie whole time, bitch. We fighting the system worse than you. Being raised in the suburbs doesn't mean we have it easy. In fact, a lot of us have to leave the suburbs because of how disrespectfully our parents tried to separate us from our blackness. Okay, after a while, you realize there are pros and cons to everything. But when it comes to taking your black children to white suburban environments without teaching them at home too, you're always going to create a disconnect from your own children. So every generation of hood people that make it to white people suburban lifestyles, all of you guys end up having no connection with your fucking black children because you're so busy trying to uphold Babylon. And in case you didn't know, you can't uphold Babylon and love your kids and keep that connection at the same time. Babylon won't allow you to. You can't serve two masters. So you can't serve self in your self evolution and serve Babylon. They're going to make you choose. And most parents are choosing to uphold having a mortgage that they never pay off, having a husband and a wife that they never even love and care about each other. Okay. They're choosing, okay, to move into places to show when y'all get through, this is what Babylon looks like. A whole bunch of people convincing themselves that the shit they're collecting in Babylon matters. It doesn't. You're not collecting anything that gives you power. You're not collecting anything that gives you high favor of the earth. So when the earth destroys itself and the earth has her menstruation cycle, a lot of people are going to be surprised that they're purged. For what? I don't know. Because everything you contribute to is not of the earth. How many more people are ready to go? Like, look at the women on here who go on these. No, bitch, I'm from Turtle Island. I don't give a fuck how much you rename stuff. This is Turtle Island. And it's meant to go slowly. So I don't care what you think it is. It's only Babylon because y'all Babylonian asses are here. So imagine acting like I don't know what I'm talking about because you guys always want to deflect. Yes, bitch, Turtle Island. What would you know? You don't even look like an American, period. It looks like you're somewhere where you eat raw fish. Go eat raw fish and eat parasites and shut up. Look like you probably waiting to pay Sister Red, Sister Hong, or something like that. What are you talking about? I'm talking about whatever my black ass needs to be talking about. This is my black ass channel. Why are you here? You must thought I was teaching you how to dance like Chris Brown or something. There's nothing for you to steal over here but truth. And I doubt you here to steal that. What's up, Michael? How you doing? Like I said, a lot of black American women are stealing their content from Africans because they think that's going to keep them from getting, you know, found out for being a content thief. Whole time they're creating insecurities in themselves, knowing most of their lives they didn't care this deeply about their hair. They didn't. They still don't. You could wear your hair like this every day, most black women. The reason why they don't is because they wear so many wigs and braids and weaves and gels and edge controls and everything else. Their hair ends up looking like this when they take all that shit out and wash it because it's dry and it's tainted and it's disturbed. If black women in America would leave their hair alone, most of them would have the same hair textures. And the thing is, thicker hair is not a curse. In fact, you can do more with your thicker hair, okay, than people who have thinner hair can do. Okay, so imagine when you're mad because you make your hair like this. You make your hair look like this, all the shit you put in it. If a lot of black women would follow my channel and listen to my instructions about how I use nothing but damn near chemical free, okay, shampoos and herbs, you'd understand how it's actually for our hair. It does more for our hair. You don't need oil sheen. You can use natural herbs to wash your scalp and hair with that makes your hair shine. Okay? There's not a leaf in the wild that needs us to spray it for it to shine. Okay, you have natural things all about you. So imagine when you're still stealing content, and you stealing content is creating in you insecurity because you're insecure over women that you already have a leg up over anyway. This is why most Africans spend all day literally talking about us. These people spend 24, there are 54 countries in Africa. For those of you who are not intelligent enough to look this up, Africa is not one country. Africa is made up of 54 countries, just like America is made up of how many states? Okay, so imagine when nobody in Africa has anything to talk about but us. And y'all still wonder why the tethers feel like they're tethering completely. Okay, out of 54 countries, there's most Africans are still talking about us, and y'all wonder why. Okay, y'all have insecurities. They will send us Africans down our algorithm crying about what they hate, but on there dressed up in drag, acting like they fine. Okay, they be the most bald-headed of the bald-headed, but they got they good, bad wig on. Got their faces beat. Oh, hello guys. Today we are going to be talking about, and they are the most bald-headed, hungry, roof falling apart ass women and men you will ever see. 54 countries, and they still don't have nothing to talk about but us. And y'all still talking about African this, African that. Why you think Flower Tower, all of a sudden, her channel then dried up a lot? This is the same person who was so pan-African. I laugh at how long it take black people to realize that a lot of black people play in their own places because they've been breeded. They've been breeding with Africans. That's why they love Africans so much more than black Americans. They still shitting on black Americans because they bred with them Africans. That's why Flower Tower be like, I love Jamaicans. I love. Meanwhile, these are our biggest tethers. How can you support our biggest tethers when none of their countries will do anything to make us come there and live comfortably? They only want to come here and take from you, claim to be you. And you still hype them up. Do you know how embarrassing that is to be that type of slow? Thank you, Matthew. Tell him, Matthew. Matthew ain't told y'all nothing wrong. Okay, sometimes men be telling y'all shit y'all don't want to listen. Y'all only listen to gay men that's lying to y'all because they want to snatch your edges out some more. Okay, they want to practice snatching your edges out. Matthew told y'all. I've been telling my sisters for years, just leave your hair alone and watch it grow. Yes, black men grow their hair too. Most black men have the same exact textures as us. So a lot of black women be acting like, I don't understand. Well, how can niggas understand if you can't? Stop lying. Just listen and stop lying to yourself. Okay? Stop trying to be a white woman. Understand that black men are not a separate entity from you. So most black men know that you hate your hair when you throw that wig on. Okay, most black men don't get the opportunity to slap a wig on because he don't like his hair texture. He still got to wear his hair texture while you wearing another bitch's. So it's disrespectful to him trying to be himself when you want to be another bitch. You're going against yourself. It ain't always the men. Okay, stop always blaming a man for everything. Okay, and I said what I said. Okay, I've seen women with they short Fantasia haircuts. Okay, and I'd be like, damn, your hair is beautiful. Okay, stop playing. It's a woman right now with 2 inches of hair, and it's always done, and it's always hers, and it always look good. Y'all be lying. Y'all be lying. What's up, James? How you doing? Grand rising to all of you guys. Thank y'all for coming in, hitting that like button, joining the conversation. Let's talk about it. Because y'all know the tethers and the cosplayers all up in my chat right now trying to join our conversations of truth. Okay? Like I told y'all, this ain't an inclusive chat. Okay? Yes, Nikki, I know you're mad because you hate to admit that black people are in every race. Puerto Rico is a part of the United States, Nikki. Okay? So you know what that means? I know you don't see me, Nikki. I'm a black Puerto Rican. I'm a black Puerto Rican and a black American, bitch. I'm not a white one. I'm not the ones that black people keep creating with white Puerto Ricans. I'm not a Fat Joe. My mama didn't look like Fat Joe, Nim, and J-Lo. Do you understand that? Do you understand that most of y'all are the same exact race that I am? Do you understand that Martin Luther King is the same exact genetic makeup as I am? So is Kevin Gates. So imagine being mad because you can only call yourself what they tell you. Bitch, I know who I am. So you're mad because I know who I am. What's your ethnicity, Nikki? American? Exactly. Shut the fuck up. Okay, this is what I mean when I say black people come in here and be mad at you for telling the truth, but they love Babylon for telling lies. Okay, you ain't got no beef with Babylon. Okay, why would I not be Puerto Rican? Because you hate yourself and you forgot that black Puerto Ricans exist? ¿Tú hablas español? ¿O no? Solo inglés. Dime, ¿esto que sale escuchando? Come on, Nikki. Because what y'all love is bitches that can't even speak Spanish. Y'all love a bitch that act like she got broken English, like Cardi B, and the bitch can't even speak Spanish. Imagine trying to speak Spanish with bitches who use fake accents like they speak. Ay, bendito, no me importa. Okay, I don't give a fuck what you are. Okay, I don't. Okay. When you get through, you don't know what you are. That's why you keep calling yourself a color and an American. This is Turtle Island. I don't give a fuck how many times you call yourself American. This is still Turtle Island. You are not an American. So imagine being mad because I'm called a Puerto Rican. Meanwhile, all of the black people who were originally here, they took to Brazil and then brought Africans here and had you breed with them, and you're still talking about black American. Bitch, you don't know what you are. That's why you keep breeding with Africans. I'm pretty sure most of us looked exactly the same throughout history. So imagine being mad. We have always been red bones and yellow bones and everything else. We're indigenous. That's why do you think you had to have your language taken? You sure wasn't speaking English. I just think a lot of black people are in denial. But this is also why all the white Hispanics come here and try to play in y'all face, but they can't play in mine. See, they can come up to you and call you a nigga if they want to. I'm gonna smack them right back to Mexico. Get your bitch weak ass out of here. Okay? His white Hispanics do not like black people. But white Hispanics are who y'all come here and have the most sex with. So imagine being mad because you just met your first Afro Latina and you're mad because I'm not like Cardi B. This is what I mean. You can love the fake Latinas, okay, who've been in America their whole life and don't know a lick of Spanish, but y'all hate black people who are telling you they don't like you. I don't give a fuck what you think about me. My mother is a black Puerto Rican raised in Chicago for 6 generations by her family. My father is a black American raised in America for over 6, 7 generations. I'm still black American more than any of these motherfuckers y'all come here and hype up like Cardi B and everything else. You see what I mean when I say your self-hatred is the reason why people come here and hijack your identity? It ain't got shit to do with me. I am who I say I am. That's why you're mad. Nikki, you look like a tranny who's mad that you're not what I am. Are you mad because you want to be Cardi B and Cardi B want to be me? Tough luck, bitch. Because you can't. You barely speak English. Imagine Cardi B acting like she speak broken English when really she just a slow ass bitch. You been here your whole life, bitch. You can speak English. You don't even speak Spanish. That's why they don't make Spanish music and this and that. And the little shit they do, they have to rehearse it for hours. Imagine having to be in a booth rehearsing something that's supposed to be your native tongue. Cause y'all didn't let see what y'all don't understand is Cardi B is a Puerto Rican. She's not from Trinidad. She's not Dominican. Cardi B is a Puerto Rican who don't know Spanish. And she play it in y'all face. That's why she wanna be a black Puerto Rican so bad. And won't ever put a black Puerto Rican in her vicinity because we gonna flame that bitch ass up, okay? Period. But y'all love the cosplayers. This is what I mean when I tell black women and black men. A lot of y'all love cosplayers more than you. You have black people in every race. You don't have to have a biracial Jamaican. You don't have to. You call me biracial. Meanwhile, if I was to, let me take this off of here. You can't lie to me. My whole life, not one black person has ever considered me mixed. But you come online and because you know that I'm a black Puerto Rican and black American, you pretend you're not black like me. Meanwhile, there's not one hood I've ever lived in that not one black person thought I wasn't a nigga until they saw me cussing out a Mexican or something. And all of a sudden it became a, ooh, what she say, girl? Ask that stupid bitch what she said. Yeah, them hoes running up out the store. Okay, yeah. Okay, imagine when you have to meet, okay, racism, but you're not in the middle of it. Okay, they love to be racist to black people, especially when they think you don't know what you're saying. But y'all be the first one loving to see them act like you, talk like you, nigga this, nigga that. They can't do that around me, just you because you hate yourself. I don't. And the black people who get what I'm saying, they're not mad about me talking about it because they know this shit too. Imagine people like Nikki and all that. And I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of y'all are white people pretending to be black. Because a lot of y'all are fucked up like that. Okay, y'all know y'all love pretending to be other people in y'all profiles. That's what the internet is for, a place for y'all to lie. Meanwhile, I'm still black, so I still have to tell my truth. That's why I love being melanated. When you get through, I can't pretend to be anything other than black. So why the fuck are black people here bothered because I tell the truth? You over here talking about ancestry.com trying to find out what type of black you are, but you're mad because I know what type of black I am. That's crazy. That's crazy. You gonna trust the same people who've been taking your blood since you was a child. They know what the fuck you was every time they took your blood, 4 tubes of it since you was a kid. They know what you are. So why would they need ancestry.com? They could just tell you who the fuck you are. Don't be mad at me. I'm just trying to tell you to stop being slow. They know who the fuck you are. And you are indigenous. Your real brothers and sisters are not in Africa, they're in Brazil. That's why they made sure that Brazilians don't speak Spanish. Okay, as somebody who has a grandparent who is from Brazil and still speaks Portuguese, I'm pretty sure I know those are the only black people who look like us, talk like us, act like us, believe in the same shit we believe in. So I just got lucky enough to have a black Puerto Rican grandparent, okay, and a black Brazilian grandparent. But when they come here, they're still called black Americans. They won't let them identify as anything but. And they've been here longer than what, 6 generations. So imagine still trying to fight for immigrants to be considered Americans. Meanwhile, you want to deny other black people who've been here, who probably are your original tribes. But you will tell us we're not. And then you wonder why we can't get nowhere. Name one African who comes here and fights for black Americans. They don't. They come here and get all our scholarship opportunities and say they are African American because they are. They are Africans who came to America. So white people have always been playing black Americans, using Africans to do it. And the people that y'all look the most like, have the hair textures the most like, okay, are black Brazilians. Go to Brazil. I spent summers there. I would know. Okay. I'm not here to hate on black people. I love my blackness. And if you didn't know, Brazil is 90% black. And Brazil is also a part of America. See, y'all get slow to the fact you don't understand there's a North America and a South America. It's still America. And there's more black people across all of America if they would just include our brothers and sisters in Brazil. And if y'all didn't know, they don't want the smoke with us in Brazil, just like they don't want the smoke with us here. And if most black people ever met black Brazilians, they would understand that we are one. That's how much we click tight and are alike. And that's why they make sure that you don't even learn in school. They won't even teach you Portuguese. They want to make sure we never connect to our tribes. Start connecting to your tribes and watch. Like I said, they might get rid of me. I ain't scared of death. Okay, I ain't never been, never will be. So I'm just telling you to do your research before they take this away. Okay, when I pass away, if they get rid of me, they probably gonna try to take down my channel too. Y'all better get y'all big ones. For those of you who would love to learn the language of Portuguese, okay, or Spanish, you are more than welcome to hit me up and get your private sessions. Language is the only thing that keeps people dumb. So a lot of times when you do your homework and don't waste your time, because ain't no time in Babylon to be wasted, okay, only then will you understand the lies that people come here and in your face about. And at that point, it becomes war, because you realize the only war is against your melanated self here. Okay, all the nations have risen up against you and are playing in your face. And if you don't get that, that's you. But I don't want to see my black brothers and sisters die. I love us. Okay, even the ones of us who are struggling mentally, okay, struggling with confidence and self. I don't give a fuck what you're struggling with. You got love out here. We love each other. We taught not to love each other. I don't give a fuck if you don't have nothing but you. If all you did was wake up and have you, I love you. Imagine not understanding that. These white folks got y'all thinking you need everything. Nigga, all you need is you, and I love you. Imagine people being mad because you ain't gotta have shit for me to love you for real. You weren't put here with nothing else but you. So why would I have to love you based on what somebody else said you gotta have? I love you. You mad? I love you without all that. You mad? They can only love you with all that. Imagine when you forgot where you come from that hard. I said what I said. They need you to have all that extra shit. When you came out the womb, the earth said you didn't need nothing else because the earth would have put you here and pushed it out with you, baby. Okay, so the essence you needed, you had it. Still do. And a lot of people just fighting it. When you stop fighting your essence, you'll realize life was meant to be wonderful. We all was made to evolve. And it's only one person who's getting in the way of everybody else's involvement. Okay? I'm going to tell you about freedom. We was all put here free. We was all put here free. Okay? We was all put here free. What is the definition of freedom? The ability to act, do, and think as one pleases without any interference, okay, or restraint. None of us have experienced freedom. The people who have, well, they're kind of like me. They talk their shit, and we talk our shit, okay, because we love us regardless of what Babylon tells us we need to cover us for us to love each other. If you would take off all that fake shit they need you to have to be loved, you'll realize y'all gain all that shit and hate yourself. Y'all gain all that shit and die with it. You die with a whole lot of stuff and nobody. You were meant to be put here to survive with each other. What do you mean? If we didn't have shit but 50 acres and us, we gonna make it do what the fuck it do, and we gonna have fun, okay? We gonna be beautiful, okay? You ain't got to worry about looking more different than the bitch beside you. Bitch, we all look good in our own ways. Throw it up. The fuck you mean? So they know we all one. We don't give a fuck about how, if her fro is sandy brown, black, orange, gold. We don't give a fuck. Throw it up. Literally. And you'll stop letting these people convince you that you're different. Bitch, we all the same and we all got a purpose, just like ants. Okay? I might be the siren that sounds the alarm. Okay? You might be the hardest worker ant. You might be the strongest ant. Okay? You might be the most beautiful ant. Okay, you might be the most strict ant. You may be the ant that is made. When you get through, when you realize we all got a purpose and these folks just taking you out of it and repurposing you, only then will you understand that's why you don't connect to each other, because we're not doing our purposes for each other. Our purpose ain't for Babylon, it's for each other. When you realize that, you have to start moving like that. The more you participate in Babylon, the less you will get naturally, okay, in life. The harder you participate in Babylon, the harder you go against yourself, the sooner you're going to die, and the sooner your bloodlines are too. Trust in no man, only me. Yeah, that's the earth. Okay, so if you're not trying to homestead and separate from Babylon, okay, and let the earth protect you, I don't care how hard they spray the skies. Okay, it's the earth that controls the wind that allows that shit to get to you. So if they spray that shit in the sky and our mother says, let the wind blow this way because I don't want that to fall on my children's crops that they're growing. The earth has the last say so, not these people who have convinced you that they're the last airbenders. We weren't made to talk this much. We were made to feel. That's why we were given senses. We wasn't put here with a language to talk. Okay, we was put here to feel. Why you think sometimes when black people in the room, we don't say shit, we just be we say everything, we don't need words. Okay, and the words we do create are a lot shorter than everybody else's. Okay, so sometimes you know but you don't know. Okay, you know but you don't know, all in one, because you're in Babylon. Remember that. Yes, baby, it's about frequencies. Okay, we are electromagnetic beings. And some of us have forgotten who the fuck we are. That's why you're faster. That's why you're stronger. Okay, and so on and so forth. Okay, that's why, as much as people have tried to make us uneducated purposely, imagine people who have purposely pushed you behind because they know you're faster than them. We done caught up to Babylon so quick, they done had a 500 damn near, probably 1,000 a year head start. Okay, and still watching us and copying us. Name one white family and this and that who not online trying to do what we doing. If it ain't a TikTok dance, if it ain't dressing like you, if it ain't Chris Brown, okay, if it ain't something you done created, if it ain't doing your nails, like, it's your girl. Name one thing these folks ain't doing that's you. They've always mimicked us. That's why every time they come to the full front of showing what they do in the dark is watch you. Now they have to rebrand. They've copied you so much, they're waiting on you to, they need you to create again. So we have to separate so we can create more for them to take and copy again. So we can get to this point. It's called order out of chaos. Yeah. Okay. Black people are the order in the chaos. But you were not put here to support Babylon's BS. You were put here to protect the earth because you're the only one quick enough to do it. If a fire starts, who's going to be quick enough to put it out? When certain animals of a certain strength start chasing you, I think for some people, you might as well just stand there. You'll never be quick enough to outrun certain things. Now, imagine when a lot of black people don't have to train to be in the Olympics. You could train for a year or two and damn near make it in the Olympics. But imagine when you realize that the only reason why white people have Olympics is to super train themselves to your natural abilities. And even after all that super training, most of them still can't win a single Olympics without your black ass who's only been training 3 or 4 years. Imagine if you trained your whole life. Imagine if black people took all of our wonderful, exceptional abilities from Babylon and created our own Olympics. And guess what? Who do you think they're going to pay? They're going to pay to go see the White Olympics, or they're going to pay to go see ours. Y'all better understand what to do with your earth. See, what you do with your earth matters. That is our mother. White people in Babylon are getting y'all to create bad karma by spending your earth on things that the earth does not have for you in favor. Okay, so every time they give you that little piece of earth, you need to look at it like they're giving me something so sacred, something that could build so much more for me, but they want me to misdirect my energy. They want you to take that sacred piece of earth and do something negative with it. Okay, energy cannot be created nor destroyed, just transferred. So they're taking something of pure energy, okay, sucking the life out of it, giving it a repurpose, giving it to you and telling you what to do with it, and you're doing it. So you're showing the earth what you want to spend her on. And a lot of it doesn't have any value that helps you. It goes directly against you, your essence, the bloodline generations after you. It takes away your natural beauty. They're getting you to cover up what they don't have. Every time y'all see commercials, I need y'all to understand what they're pushing to you. Every time they offer you a new drink, a new restaurant, all these plastics they wrap your fast food in, okay? All of this stuff does not decompose in the earth. They are getting rid of the earth to create things that don't exist. So when they put these plastic bottles and all these cleaning liquid bottles and containers back into the earth, they do not deteriorate. They're trying to destroy the earth layer by layer to where the earth cannot rebuild, reheal. Okay, the earth is supposed to continue regardless of what we do. They're putting stuff into the earth that doesn't allow her to continue. She can't flow. She can't flow. It doesn't recognize the things that, see, everything we have to make out of. See, if you make a house out of the stuff that's natural, if that house got knocked down, it's going to go back into the ground. The ground is going to cover it up. Nothing in the ground is going to die because it's in the ground. It's wood. You see what I'm saying? It's the stuff they're creating that is not natural, that doesn't really exist, so it can't die. There's nothing that was made to be created that outlives the earth. Everything has a period of death. And they keep trying to create things that don't die because they're trying to prove that they're better than the earth, that they're immortal. Imagine, y'all don't understand how deep the P envy is. The main P envy is against the earth. Imagine the people who put animals in zoos. Okay? The same people who put those animals in zoos also created bestiality. So why are the people who created bestiality controlling the animals? You should be the last people who have access to them. You can't even let the animals be animals. You want to mess with them too unnaturally. After all, if you go on Google right now, who are the only people you can see doing stuff to the animals? Why do you think so many white people act like they love animals more than people? My dog! Because they're sexual with them. Once you do sexual things with things, you have unnatural attachments. And they think it's done in the dark. We know. You can't not know. Are you mad? Dogs are a man's best friend. No, the fuck they're not. They were made to hunt, even you. People really have started believing that domestication means things like them. And certain people are still trying to domesticate the world and trying to force the world to pretend they like them. And when you don't go along with the domestication of pretending you like people who are not likable, all of a sudden, you're a hater. That's rude. That's disrespect. You try to find word. Like I said, they are the last airbenders. So if the only thing they can find is another lie to cover up another lie. That's why everything is so long-winded. Conversations be lengthy, and really they deserve to be short. Okay? I've never seen a bird go chirpity chirp 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 chirp, chirp. They talk a little bit and they be quiet. Okay, that's why I say some things are just not natural to this earth. That's why when you need to call certain people, certain animals, all you gotta make a certain sound. Ah, moo. Okay, like where the fuck did all these sounds come from? Unnecessary is where they came from. And once you realize that, that's why a lot of people prefer to be by themselves. I don't feel like doing all that talking. It's unnecessary. When you tell people about a lot of the things that people talk about are just things to keep you stuck in Babylon, that's why I have to keep conversations brief, because it's usually people who want to convince you about why you're not participating in Babylon correctly. Most black people who think they've made it, the only thing they've made it to is their fake version of whiteness. That's why they're always judging what you're wearing, how you do this. The amount of times I've had 50,000 in my bank account and I wore a Walmart t-shirt, okay, and some regular leggings, okay, and some Payless shoes, and black people be like, girl, look at her shoes, them ugly ass shoes. Get to the counter and pay for all they shit and be like, you're welcome, bitch. Stop playing with your money in Babylon because the stuff you see ain't always what it is. Imagine when you have to be a reminder that these folks got you thinking wrong. They got you wearing your money. They got you. They make it to where every time you do get something, they gonna know because they taught you to show it. And then you mad because people already know where they at. I know where I'm at. Okay, Babylon is just like the hood. You show it enough, all of a sudden you got white folks acting like they like you. They ain't liked you the whole time you was hustling to get that shit, but let you get it. I love you. Like I don't even see color. I wasn't raised that way. Well, if you wasn't raised that way, take away the construct of race so we can have an even playing field. You won't ever do that, won't you? Because you know you're a damn lie. That's why I laugh when people say it's not about color. Well, stop asking us. When you stop asking us on every single application what color we are, I'll believe that. Until then, keep lying. You know, the world loves white lies. Absolutely, Micah, they do. You say we dictate fashion, culture, entertainment, they capitalize. Correct. This is why I tell black people at the end of the day, you can't get mad at white people when you still making your best, okay, work and trying to give it to them. Like black people will go to a studio, make their best songs, and then be looking for a white person to sign them. For what? So they can create everything about you, give it to another person in essence, and get rid of you. Look at Pimp C. Look at Bernie Mac. Look at all the black people we actually needed to make waves for us. And I want to say something to y'all too. A lot of y'all don't appreciate the older black people who was trying to wake y'all up. Y'all don't like Paul Mooney. Y'all still talking about Cat Williams, bitch ass. Y'all still talking about Dave Chappelle, bitch ass. A whole bunch of people who don't do shit for the black community, just sit around acting like bitches all the time. Cat Williams ain't nothing but a grown ass man with a perm who act like a bitch and sit around antagonizing black women like it's cute. I don't give a fuck how many kids you got. You still act like a punk. They got you acting like a punk and paying you to act like a punk. Everything ain't funny because if you look at where you at and what's going on, bitch, it ain't shit funny. So when I listen to people talk about tarot cards, I have to remind them the tarot cards are still going on. You look stupid holding up kings and queens and jokers when half of y'all are the jokers. Still. You're still the comedians and the menstrual cycles, still to this day. Still trying to be the comedians and menstrual cycles to this day. I don't want no damn iPhone. I'ma always and forever be an Android shawty. Okay, and when the time is right, I ain't gonna have no phone, just a house phone. You know what house phones are like? I don't give a damn about none of that. If you need to talk to me for real, you're gonna talk to me on whatever way you got to talk to me on. I'll fuck around and have your ass writing letters again. Okay? Hold on, y'all. They be in here talking about chances and chances. Everybody don't want your fake creations. Everybody doesn't look at your fake creations as grandiose because they're not. iPhones aren't special just like you aren't special. They're plain and boring and energy takers just like you. Everything you create is made to take people's energy away from looking around them just so they can see you unnaturally. Nobody wants to look at you. Nobody wants to see your mom's vagina all over the internet for free. All y'all and y'all mamas in the white and everybody who claims white communities are on OnlyFans, and y'all are the reason why Grinder and shit exist. Y'all are the reason why Tinder exists. You're the reason why OnlyFans exist and Backpage existed and everything else. So imagine when your only thing that you love to do is be seen and nobody really wants to see you. You all on camera spreading your legs. Oh, look at my insides. Nobody wants to see it. That's why you got to show it so much. It's not even a secret. It's not even sacred. If your men weren't gay, okay, they wouldn't even want your stuff online for the world to see. But it's because they're pushing you on the world because they don't want you. They want each other. That's why you're on the internet. Yeah, you like that? Huh? Yeah, because your men don't like it. They're not even impressed by it. If white women were ever sacred, the pornography, Sports Illustrated, okay, Hugh Hefner, none of that stuff would ever be invented. It's the fact that you're nothing more than here to be used. Your purpose was always to be used. You're like weeds. You may not like your purpose, but your purpose still has a purpose. It's just not the one you want. But no one gives a fuck. That's still your purpose. That's why in all this fake creation, notice how white people, men and the women, they only circle back to being smutted out. Even the men. Look at white men. White men be over here waiting for somebody to smut them out just like their women. Yes, girl. White men are the same as white women. They're dying for attention and battling each other for it. Both of them are battling for a black man. Okay, when the black men figure out what's really going on and they can't get to the black men, now they over here super advertising black women and interracial dating. And a lot of black women are finna end up being with a down low man and catching HIV. Okay, when they're done, okay, with your sons, when they felt like they succeeded turning out all the black men, now they're trying to turn out black women. Now they're trying to get you on board. That's why they're promoting you to all this swirler content. They're trying to turn you all out, but against each other. So imagine if they're turning you against each other, but they still want to turn you out. What's the difference? Now you see what I mean when I say white people be playing all sides in triangulation just to get us back to them. They will take gay people and make gay people be the spokesperson of us. Look at all the fake gay dating coaches. Now all of a sudden gay men think they are dating coaches. When the fuck have we ever needed a gay dating coach? We got the down low whisperer. We got this Anwar dude. Where is all these gay dudes coming from pretending because you take more D than a little bit? Okay, that makes you honorable in information about women and men relationships. This is why I tell y'all, gay men, nobody will watch you and stalk you and imitate you harder and mock you harder than gay men while always claiming they're better than you. Y'all can take that how y'all want to. I think it's disrespectful when you come on here and you're honest about how people really are in Babylon. And the only thing Babylon wants everybody to be is gay. That's it. They want you to be gay. They want you to be down. And even if you're straight and you're a man and a woman with each other, what they really want you to do, okay, is still sleep with all the gay people. That's why they always hyper advertising them. And nobody wants to see them but themselves. Okay, who wants to see two gay guys in a commercial kissing? Try this new lipstick. Like, we don't. That's not how you got here. That's not even how your gay ass got here. So imagine being mad because you want to show unnatural shit all the time. There's not one animal in nature that does that. Even when they're going extinct, animals will migrate the world just looking for a woman to breed with of their own species. So imagine when white men and white women, both alike, cannot admit that y'all hate each other. White men and white women hate each other. You compete with each other for sexual attention from other men. And then if you don't get it from other men, you pretend you're gay. And then all of a sudden, white women all over the world pretend they're gay and feminism. And when I tell you white people only fight the world with gayness, that's all they fight the world with gayness. If it's not the men, white men who are gay fighting the world, it's the white women trying to fight feminism into everything. Either way, they're both fighting the same fight to gay the world. They don't want anybody to be happy because they can't be happy. That's why I look at the people who come here and claim white, I look at them the craziest. Because do you really understand white culture? Because why are you trying so hard to mimic it when in your own countries you have children and families more successfully than white people do? And they last longer. Exactly. And the only reason why a lot of people are still here is because you've been bred into their bloodlines. And a lot of black people don't understand this. You have been bred into white people's bloodlines, not the other way around. They have been breeding you into their bloodlines so that they can have a reason to enjoy the privileges of this earth. If they did not have any of you in them, they wouldn't be able to call themselves a child of anything. To this day, this is why they're always trying to push black men with white women because they need the seed. What they need is the child. Okay, if they can get the child, they've succeeded in destroying our whole bloodline. This is why they're trying to get black women to get pregnant by white men, and this is why they're trying to get black men to get white women and other races pregnant. They need our seeds to continue the world. If we were to only be with each other, they would be extinct within 25 years. They would be extinct probably less than that because most of their bloodlines only can survive disease and everything else by having melanin in it. And they know this, which is why a lot of the other tribes are darker. They have to be darker. The less melanin they have, the quicker they pass away from disease and famine and everything else. They know this. The sun doesn't recognize you. The more brightness there is in a place, this is why they have to create false suns and things like that. When there is no melanin to shine on, what do you think happens to that area? It becomes like the Middle East and everywhere else. It dries out. It never rains. It never. The earth knows her children. Some people are still trying to pretend they are her children because they try to, well, play games with her children. When people say they don't see color, that's a lie. You're in a world full of fucking color. If you never saw color, you wouldn't spend your whole existence trying to reiterate that your color, well, the lack of your color, not having any, is better than everyone else who has color. So stop lying. Stop lying. I don't see color. It's impossible not to see color. You're not colorblind. So how can people who are not colorblind say they don't see color? Color is everything to you. And your lack of it is what angers you the most, because you can't even blend in or camouflage your hatred for the things of color. You destroy all of it. Everything with color, white people destroy it because they hate it. I don't care how many of them you see on here. Hi, I'm a fairy goddess, and I'm here to talk to you about love and light. Well, ask us, if you so love and light, why are we always at war? If you're so love and light, why can't white women be in the vicinity of other women without feeling insecure? It instantly becomes a if you don't see color, why the fuck do you keep teaching kids about colors? And if you don't see color, why would you take all the colors in the world and apply them to gay people? And all of a sudden the rainbow, which is all the fucking colors in the world, now means gay. And you tell me you haven't always had a sinister agenda. Why do colors mean gay? And why is it that all the colors you use usually reflect back to children? Rainbows are colors that children use the most of. Look at the colors for transgenders that they use for our there's no such thing as a transgender flag. No such thing. And look at the colors of the transgender flag. They're the same exact colors that straight people use for gender reveals. So who do you think are going to be, these colors are going to be pandered to? Your children, your boys and your girls. This is who they're always advertising to. They can't never separate from the children. That's a problem, because that's who they want to get younger. If you pay attention to these people who are going trans, they're not looking for older men to turn out. They're looking for people who are impressionable. They're looking for your kids. We don't need a trans flag to know you're trans, because all you are is a gay person who wants to be the opposite gender. Why do you need a whole flag for that? Why do you need laws for that? There's nothing in nature that changes everything for everything else because it wants to be something else. Nothing. Not fungus, not parasites, nothing. A lot of people are parasites to the earth. That's why they always want to be navigating everybody else when they're not even in our bodies. They're parasites. There's no reason for you to want to dictate what I do with my senses if you know that what I'm doing with my senses isn't a greater purpose than yours. But if they can keep you from doing your purpose and death comes, you will never evolve in the next phase of life. And that's what they're doing. They're keeping you from evolving. Mind, body, soul, spirit. They added financial because financial ain't got shit to do with this. We were put here with the most wealth you could ever ask for. And that's an existence in the world where you were thought of. And no one ever would have to told you what you were. Nothing in nature has to know what it's called for it to do what it's called to do. Nothing. People always talk about how it's power in a name. It is. But there's still power without one. Did you ever think about that? Have you ever thought about when you're really in trouble, there's not a name you could call that you really can depend on? You came into this world with everything you needed. And if someone didn't destroy the connection of the mother and the womb and put a male in the place of women, we wouldn't be here fighting identity at this very point in time. Identity is not something that you have to find. It's given to you. When you come out of the womb of your mothers, your identity was given to you automatically. So imagine when you have people who have lived their whole identity as something else, and because you don't like what you've created in your lack of work in your identity, you want to be somebody else's. because women are the one who have to do the work. And the women who are online complaining, it's because they're the women who have never done the work, never will. They're just trying to watch women who do the work and mimic those women. See, I have a lot of people who come on my channel and they think that I'm slow. Okay, they don't believe that I understand my priesthood. In other words, they be in there trying to keep you from adding men in your conversations. Ooh, I don't want men in here. No, what they don't want is other people who tell the truth. They want to be the first person to hear all your knowledge so they can regurgitate it, okay, and call it fact of their selves. Okay, so the less men who are going to be here, see, a lot of times men will come here and tell your truth. Okay, man, I was listening to this lady the other day. Man, you need to go check her out, man. She be talking about some shit. You probably will like, you like that type of shit, man. You know what I'm saying? Your girl do too. Y'all be talking about shit like that too. You know? Men, okay, talk about stuff differently. And in honesty, it's women who be trying to be secretive because you want to appear a certain way. You want to appear a certain way. Mm-hmm. It's true. And you can't get anywhere when you are there for appearances. We weren't put here for appearances. Okay. What put us here already knew what we look like. Okay. So we're not competing for appearances. Okay. You don't even have to keep up appearances. You are what you are. And when you understand that, you'll stop trying to not be. Okay. Just be. Imagine when somebody's keeping you from just being because they keep telling you what you are. And what they're telling you are is what you are absolutely not. This is why sometimes when you're speaking things over yourself, even when you're doing affirmations, stop saying that shit out loud. Okay? A lot of things were never meant to be said. They were just made to be, to know. So sometimes if you're doing your affirmations, be smart because the air is so tainted. It's a lot of things riding it that don't need to be in your space. Okay? It's real dirty, real polluted. So a lot of your thoughts are too pure, too precious, too high to even be spoken on the air. Okay, if that's a good way to keep people being quiet, think of it like that way. The more I say out loud, the less can come back to me. Think of that and remember that because white people can only destroy what they know about. That's why they're trying to get you to pour your whole life out. They want to know what your room look like. They want to know what your bathroom look like. They want to know what your fall outfits look like so they can dress like you. They want to know how you do your makeup, get ready with you. Okay, like when you get through, this is a space for them to mimic you without having to show themselves doing it. But when you look at the world, okay, what's done in the dark, y'all. Okay, and I'm going to say this again for you women who are struggling to connect with other women, it's not that much of a struggle. Okay, if you're struggling to connect with other women, it's because you're in your masculine and you weren't made to be put in that. Okay, if you're not at war, okay, with yourself, literally, you weren't made to compete with other women that highly. You weren't even made to debate about certain things. Okay, and your looks are definitely not one of them. Either you like how you look or you don't. You like your froze or you don't. Okay, you're gonna change what you put in your body to fix your skin or you not. Okay, you're gonna, if you want a better looking body, create it. Okay, if you don't like how skinny you are, get thick. Okay, you need to drop 50 pounds, drop it. Okay, there's nothing that you need to do that you haven't been given the power to do. Do it. And stop asking for fucking permission. Imagine when you're still waiting on false authority to give you authority, when you've been given more authority than half the people telling you what the fuck to do and calling it law. Land, air, and water. That's what I hear when I say law. What law? If you're not one of those, I don't know what the fuck to tell you. Law, you're lawless. Okay? Because regardless of what people who call themselves the law want to do, okay, when the earth wants to do her, it ain't shit the law gonna do and stop her from doing. If she wants to destroy the land and swallow your ass up, she's gonna do it. If she wants to make it flood uncontrollably and wash away everything you thought you built, okay, she's gonna do it. Okay, if she wants to crumble every building you built on top of her that's causing her to itch and feel uncomfortable, she can crumble it. Okay, so imagine when it don't matter what your fake laws are, she still has the last say so. Imagine when you trusting everything on top of your feet and not the very thing that's giving you something to walk on. You wouldn't even have the ground to walk on if it wasn't for your mother. She still is the ground you walk on, and most people still disrespecting it. See, they don't understand the connection. That's why you have concrete in between your connection to the mother. Because if you could walk on the mother,
Okay, a lot of things you would think wouldn't be the same as what you think when you riding and walking on top of that concrete. It's an interference to your connection to the mother. Okay, that's why when you really need to do some grounding, okay, in your spirit, you got to get barefoot in some grass for real. And a lot of y'all don't understand. A lot of y'all grass is fake too. I don't think y'all understand how GMO, okay, the world we're living in has become. And it was this way, not just now. 50 years ago, it was like this.
Our parents didn't give a damn to study it because they were too busy trying to uphold Babylon. You need to get a job. You need to make sure your mama doing like this. They wasn't worried about the earth, even though all of them came from having their hands in the earth 24/7. And that's the only way they survived. Their hands and their feet was on the earth all the time, praying. And they don't even know who they was praying to, but you were heard. Okay, that's why as soon as they kept praying, but they took us off of the land, wasn't nothing happening. Black people don't can't even make the connection. Your prayers worked when you was on the land. Why you think that is? Why you think they had to break that connection? The earth knows her children. The saddest part is her children don't know theyself no more. So when you try to wake them up, most of them are so asleep, you have to let them stay asleep because this time when they pass away and go through death, the only place they'll ever be reborn to is here. So a lot of these bloodlines that have been created will never cross over. They're going to regurgitate here until they kill themselves. And sadly, a lot of black people are still lying to themselves about what life is meant to be. When you're born, you have a purpose, and you don't need someone to tell you that purpose. Sadly, when you talk to a lot of people who feel like they don't have a purpose, their purpose becomes Babylon and what they can do for Babylon to be seen. I want y'all to think about all of the people who have millions of dollars in the black community and how many of them are doing anything for any of the other black people. Think about how much money y'all spend to go watch movies of all these black actors and actresses. Think about how much money they made from The Woman King, Black Panther. Think about all the money they make off of you and how none of that goes back to making sure you can even afford to feed your kids. Think about how if you are dating right now, and I want y'all to think about this for real, because a lot of y'all be trying to play games on here with people and shit. I want y'all to really be real with yourself. If it wasn't for the person you're with, dating and loving, okay, if that person was to pass away, how many people in this world would really give a damn about you besides that one person? It was never intended for us to be like that. It was never intended on us to have to separate, create families, and not have nobody else. Death is natural for all of us. We were made to always stick together so that you always had somebody when death came. Why do you think trees always have other trees surrounding it? Why do you think other leaves and other things? Everything was put here to help each other through the process of everything. So imagine when Babylon has convinced you to separate and your separation has become your biggest weakness. That's why when they see more of you, they got to attack you differently. But imagine when you're getting attacked from all angles because you separated from the only thing you had to protect you, each other. You didn't need nothing else but each other and the spirits that are in you to protect each other. White people had to create pew pews. They couldn't even destroy that power. They had to create another false power, okay, to make you fear. See, a lot of people don't understand when you cross the realm of death, there's no such thing as fear. See, fear is not even a real emotion. There's nothing in nature that really has fear. That's why things are naturally curious. Okay, they don't have a reason to fear. You were put here to explore and evolve. And if you have fear, you can't do that. So, fear was created unnaturally by people who wanted control over natural. Because the only thing that would make you scared to do your natural is something that gave you the spirit of fear in doing your natural. Meanwhile, the only way you can climb and go through evolution is to use your natural. If you don't naturally evolve your natural, the only thing you're going to naturally do is evolve backwards into what they want you to do and be and see. Okay? So imagine when something has convinced you to evolve backwards and you wonder why the world looks like hell right now instead of a utopia. Okay.
There you go. Okay.
This is why a lot of people don't understand death, don't have a connection to death. You are never made to understand it the way they're presenting it to you. You were never made to be rushed with your time. You were never made to be at work working and not with your family. All your time is for your family. That's why you were put here with your family.
All your time is for each other. It's never been none of your time is ever made
to go to kindergarten through 12. If y'all understand how Babylon got you hooked, you are a slave, but while you're being a slave, they got your kids being slaves. And you still got black people up here. Hallelujah, thank you. For what? You are in slavery and you a proud slave. And you wonder why life is still hard for you. You proud to be in Babylon. That's why.
Instead of evolving, you're hyping up your slavery.
Girl, I don't care about that. Look at my closet. And when you die, everything gonna be in that closet. But everything that you lost will never be gained by you again. You just collecting materials of the earth. Everything in your closet was still made from cotton and so on. Imagine when they've convinced you to let them use you like a sim character. These people playing y'all like sim characters. That's why they're gonna always block my content. You have been violated for telling the truth. Community guidelines say this is a place of entertainment and this and another. No, it's not a place of entertainment. This is a place of people entertaining themselves with our truth. That would be a lie. Because ain't nothing about my truth entertaining if you ever told your truth before.
Why do you think white people go so hard at telling their lies but want you to respect it? Well, George Washington found this.
He ain't found shit. Y'all couldn't even find y'all house keys without a slave finding them for you. But you found the whole fucking.
Let them play.
Because this is a place where people want to play. Okay? This is why it's called land of the free.
You got to think about
Who's free, though? Whose version of free? See, the only way certain things can be free is if you're in bondage. And the longer you're in bondage, the longer they feel free. When you start freeing yourself out of that bondage, only then does this become land of the never was free.
Okay.
Us being bound, mind, body, soul, spirit is their freedom. And as soon as you take away that, it becomes war. And it's supposed to be war because only death can free us from the mind, body, soul, spirit bondage they have put us in. This ain't got nothing to do with your finances because finances ain't real. Some of us were put here with all the richness you have. They keep trying to revert what your richness is. Your richness is in you. It's nothing attached to your outside. It's everything in you. You are supposed to be a part of the earth. You've already been spoken for. Okay, so imagine when they still trying to speak for something that's spoken for. And what they're saying is not matching with your energy. So as they're saying one thing, okay, your nature is saying another, and you're battling it because they're playing with your mind. Okay, when you understand that a mind is a terrible thing to waste, and the thing is, there was never meant to be anybody else in your mind but you. Okay, ain't nobody, it ain't shouldn't be a thought in your mind that ain't about you. You, I mean that. You want to know how I know this is true? Because when other thoughts come into your mind other than you, you stop doing your purpose. Okay, the water can't get up and go see what the other part of the world is doing there. If it's made to go there, the earth will flow it there. Okay, you don't have to ever stop your purpose to worry about somebody else doing there. See, this is how the earth works. It works. You ain't got to, it don't need no, what's understood ain't got to be explained. So who the fuck is doing all this explaining? Okay, I don't give a damn what you say. All I got to do to watch explanation is put a seed in the ground, in the dirt, and peace be still, and watch it do what it do. So imagine when they still trying to convince you that peace is busy.
Oh, I had a busy day. Yeah, because there is no rest.
Rest for the wicked.
You said, host, let me borrow
$2. Post your cash app. I'll send you. I'll send you $2. Post your cash app.
these last.
$2.
Yes, they don't allow you to reach your higher self. Post your cash app. I'll send it to you.
What's up, DeAndre? How you doing? You said so true. Consumerism is many of our downfall. Consumerism is our only downfall because you weren't put here to consume. You were put here to radiate. So imagine when most of us are not being allowed to radiate. A lot of us were here to be put still. The only people who were made to move were people who don't have color. And the more you move, the more color you get. That's how you get color in the first place. You have to quicken to change your light spectrums. And certain people have not changed their light spectrums because they're too busy being still. Okay? I said what I said. Everything in this earth was made to have color. The only things that don't have color are things that have died or are dying. That's why even the trees, okay, when they pass away, they turn white. Okay? Why do you think they'd be like, oh, you look white like you've seen a ghost? There's not a black person alive you can say that to. Okay? Because that's not how it works. Okay? When you get through, okay, you're supposed to have color in this realm.
So imagine when certain people haven't moved enough
to get color, and they're still trying to dictate where everything that has color goes because of how they want to see color. And then you'll see why they teach you about white and dark, and why do you think they have the base of your paper white but the words are black? In other words, you're just the things that I use to get my point across. Everything is done, okay, not by coincidence. Okay? Meanwhile, you see how they use white paper as a base, but they use black words. Notice how on this, they can only use a black screen and have to add light to it because that's how life works for real. See, a lot of the stuff they invent, they can only tell the truth about it. You will not be able to see any pigment of light on this black screen you're using to look at me and listen to me if it was not a black screen. Only black mirrors can see all spectrums of light. So who said, let there be light?
someone who didn't have a light in darkness. Even in darkness, you could see our light. It was golden.
You didn't have a light, so you had to create a false light to be seen in.
It hurts, doesn't it?
It hurts because you're always lying.
Lying. Truth will never hurt if you ever lived in it.
See, one thing about black people, when we tell our truth, a lot of us understand it differently because that's all we know. That's all we can do. That's all we can abide by. But imagine when all you can do is hide behind stuff. I can't show this on camera because they're going to say it's illegal to show that. But a lot of times, y'all, I don't even use cigarillos and all that. I do that on camera. But if it was up to me, I'd be using my pipe to smoke my Mary Jane, okay? I don't always need something with cancer in it, okay, to do anything to me. But like I say, when you learn how to heal yourself, a lot of stuff you ain't even worried about, okay? You ain't even worried about it.
And I'm going to say again,
I don't think people understand.
everything you needed to calm yourself, a lot of the emotions you feel
Aren't even natural emotions. They're not even made to exist. They were feelings that weren't made to exist. Okay, for every action, there's an equal opposite reaction. And a lot of the things we go through our lives feeling or reactions and feelings, the world never, okay, should have been made to receive. So you need to understand for all of the time you waste participating in Babylon, okay, you're not understanding that you're repeating the same day over and over. The only reason you're aging and you understand what age is because Babylon has really robbed you of your youth. Okay, when they take you for your light in your youth, at that point you become a new slave. So a lot of children already know that they feel something is wrong as a child. This is why children are so honest until they get to a certain age, and then their parents pretend they don't understand. Why are you acting like that? Why would you lie to me? Why would you lie to me, Latasha? Why? Okay, it's because in Babylon, the only thing that's right is wrong. That's why. And y'all hate to hear what's right. Okay, imagine when as a child, you know you spent your whole life being a certain way just to grow older and you still have to morph to be accepted by Babylon. Okay, you still have to change all the innocence about you because innocence is not allowed in Babylon. You're not allowed to innocently be yourself in Babylon. This is why children have no rights. This is why they have a SMEX offender list instead of just doing away with the people who harm children. They do not care about your children. They need your children to replace you in this cycle of slavery. That's why, as the birth rate drops, they are going to continue to create things like taking away food stamps. They need your kids. And one thing that will get your kids taken is not being able to feed them, even though you are in a free world. You were put here with all the same amount of earth to feed your kids. So all the things in nature were made to feed you too. You don't need the government to distribute it to you to feed your kids. So if you understood that, why are you still sending your kids to school? Why are you still sending them? If you really understood the big picture that they're playing in your face about, your kids really go to school so they can put GMO things in their body. By the time your kids graduate, your kids are already a different species because y'all have been trusting these white people, okay, in the system who are treating your kids' bodies like lab rats, and you're letting them do it because you think it's the law. All the stuff they're putting in your kids' lunch foods. Why do you think your kids are unhealthy, still battling identity, still a lot of the things, a lot of kids who think they're gay, it's the stuff they're putting in their foods. They're putting estrogen, testosterone, they're putting things in your kids' foods, okay? And they're not natural things. They're taking them out of living things' bodies, living human beings, and a lot of them are eating people. Okay, if you don't understand that there are more people than animals at this point in the world, there's no way possible these people can feed all of us without using people. Oh, what's wrong with the quality of food? It's always been the same quality of food. And why do you think they're ushering in more and more people? Okay, they're ushering in more and more people to America so they can have an excuse to give you more GMO. Oh, there's so many people here, we have to give you this. No, they don't. You can let these motherfuckers stay where they at, where they ruin their own countries. You don't have to bring them here. We don't even have enough resources for just Americans, the black and the white people. If we had enough resources, we would have never had slavery. We've never had the resources. So imagine when they make you dig up and grow all the resources because only your energy can do it. And then after you've done it, show them how to do it. Okay. They try to take it over, and the only thing they can do is watch it go to the burn to the ground. What do you mean make America great again? America has never been great. It was only great when your lazy asses had us running it and working every fucking job while you sat there and watched us. That was the only time you felt like you were great. Can y'all explain to me why we have so much medicine and improvements in technology and medicine? They haven't cured cancer yet. How can you cure COVID within 6 months to a year, but you can't cure cancer? How can you find cures for the measles and the mumps and chicken pox? And the funny thing is, none of these diseases ever existed. You created them. All the medicines on earth come from plants. All plants were designed to cure something or manage something. So when you have to start creating new things because the plants don't do it, it's because you created something unnaturally that the plants can't heal. It wasn't made to heal it. So you have to create something to heal the stuff you create. That's why now you're talking about herpes. If you weren't always trying to teach people to have irregular oral sex, okay, you wouldn't have to worry about herpes and other things in the first place. If you would get your ass in some water instead of trying to surf on top of it and all this other shit, you wouldn't have to worry about certain diseases in the first place. Wash your ass. Okay, I'm gonna talk about it. I told you, I'm not here to be liked. Okay, as much as you take the time to rub spray tan on your body, take the same amount of time to rub soap on your nasty ass body. Maybe you can get some color if you clean off some of that unseen dirt you can't see. Maybe you need a microscope to see it. Stop creating shows like Hoarders and just clean. Imagine showing the whole world you're still just as nasty and lazy as you've always been. The same people who swear they're the European standard aren't even called Europeans. You're a Caucasian. Europeans don't even claim you because you can't uphold European standard. That's why you're called a Caucasian. You're like a white Asian, full of excuses, but want to be seen as smarter. And this, if you were, your countries would reflect that. So why is it that you're so European There's no one in the European, okay, areas who have a show called My 600 Pound Life. 600 pounds even isn't even something most Europeans even know what it looks like on the human form. You see what I mean when people in America have convinced themselves they're Europeans, when all of them still just look like George Washington. See, Europeans are who the white Americans want to be. And if you didn't know this, white people in America, their whole life is surrounded by pretending to be the white people they want to be. It is. That's why they talk about Hitler. Are you from Germany? Why are you talking about Hitler? The British is coming. Why the fuck does it matter that the British is coming? Are you British? White Americans' whole life goes to talking about, okay, every other person they want to be. Not all the people they ruined to get to where they are, to be who they are. Okay, they just want to talk about who they want to be. And as somebody who speaks Spanish fluently, nobody more than white people lies about speaking Spanish. That's why they have you in school talking about, oh, I took Spanish in school. And none of them can speak Spanish, but they go tanning because a lot of them pretend they're Hispanics with a spray tan. And when they meet my black ass, it becomes I don't feel like speaking Spanish. Said no Spanish speaking person ever, bitch. Yeah. This is the place of land of the pretend. When they say free, free to lie to themselves about who they are. Because this is the only place where you can lie to yourself and be free. In fact, this is the only place where you can do it because you can't go to Mexico and do it. Okay, Mexico's going to let you know you're not a white Hispanic. You're a damn Chicano. You're a damn this. Okay, you're this. You're a mestizo. They're not going to let you claim white if they don't see you as white in these countries. This is the only place you can come here and pretend to be anything you want to be. Land of the lies. Okay, unless you're black, you're going to be exactly who you, okay, got to be to survive Babylon and the people they keep bringing here to lie to themselves and get mad when they meet you and they can't lie to you. They be over here, I am a white, I'm Mexican American. That's when people say shit like this is the way of saying, I'm white and Mexican, but okay, that's all y'all need to be hearing. When they come in here, I'm Native American. Okay, that's them trying to say I'm more indigenous than black people. Like if you actually listen to people for what they're saying and stop trying to hype it up, you'd realize all they're saying is I think I'm better than black people in different ways. And the same people who do this, all of them end up trying to get with a black person. Every single last one of them. It don't matter what status of black you are. You ain't even got to be rich. They still want to be around you. You could be just trying to find yourself getting out of college, struggling. Okay, hi, you're so cute. White women are not shy. If they were shy, their Uchis wouldn't be all over the internet right now talking about OnlyFans. White women have never been shy. Shy people are not curious. They stay to themselves. So imagine when we can even have something called Karens because Karens don't mind their business because Karen ain't scared of shit. Meanwhile, okay, Karen's the first person that wants to call the police because Karen is never scared of shit because she always got an imaginary bully to back her up. And it's funny because look how quick white women, okay, bullied white men into letting them be police officers. This is what I mean. Feminism is for white women to push out their men that they think are weak anyway at everything. I've never seen a black woman really fight to want to do what white women and Hispanic women. Look at MMA. Nobody is in the things that are most violent more than non-black women. They always want to show themselves beating people up, Kill Bill, Charlie's Angels. They always want to show themselves looking rough and tough, but always want to act like this is what pretty is. No, it's not, bitch. You just want to be in the vicinity of men because you're masculine and you're competing for men. with gay men. You always have been. So imagine when white women always want to push themselves into guy spaces because they know what those guys are doing. They know what white police officers are doing. They're screwing and chewing everybody, the prostitutes, each other. Okay, so they want to see what's going on and get a part of it and do the same thing. They want to pull over somebody. They want to not give a ticket. Well, if you give me your number, I can make this go away. It's the ability to control people unnaturally that they are attracted to. That's why when you deal with certain people, you always be like, man, why would they even let a woman have this job? Why would they? It's because white women are tougher than their men. That's why. I bet this wouldn't be going on if Hillary Clinton was the president. You said, it is sad. Yeah, it's all about profit and money. I am. And I am Micah, and I am, and I am, and I am. When I tell y'all people don't like when you tell the truth on here, don't be surprised if I get banned. And if I get banned, y'all, I'm just gonna mind my black owned business and continue to do what I need to do. Okay, if you wanna come here, donate, say hello, leave comments, turn me up, you're more than welcome if they let you. But I'm still gonna continue to speak truth because that's the only thing that will dismantle the lies of Babylon. And I'm not here to uphold stuff that takes away from my essence. And I am not the only part of my essence. A lot of black people who are part of my essence are being tainted and falling for the lies of Babylon. And guess what? It don't just mess with their energy. If I can't connect to you, there's something wrong with my connections because you are a part of my connections. So imagine when a lot of black people still letting Babylon and the people and the shit in it play with their connections to each other. Bitch, I don't give a fuck what you got. I don't care if all you got is a fro this little, okay, a little bit of ambition, okay, and some depression to get through. We got you, sister. Okay, we're gonna get you back to where you need to be. Imagine when you could stop waiting on Babylon to save you when they're not here for that. The only people that can save you are people that see you. And people who are not you don't see you. They have to feel you. This is why people say shit like all skin folk ain't kinfolk. They're not. Because a lot of people here are Africans and they don't like you. They came here to be in your midst. Okay? Not to give you your majesty. Okay? So once you realize that, this is why a lot of them come here and all they can do is own a gas station and be raggedy their whole life, walking around with ashy feet and acting like they doing better than you because Babylon they gave they crusty ass a gas station to sell shit out of. And they can't do no more with it than you can. That's why they gonna be in that neighborhood 40 years and you are too, giving them money to stay there. This is what I mean when I say all skin folk ain't kinfolk. Most of the black people that come here absolutely hate your guts and play in your face more than anybody. And a lot of black people be like, well, what I'm supposed to do, what I'm supposed to buy stuff, stop buying it. Okay, if a lot of black people would stop buying into the bullshit and just go buy land, a lot of us touch enough money, all you need is a good acre. Go buy you an acre and move your whole family on it and say F them. Okay, y'all gonna be barbecuing and dancing, do whatever the fuck you want. Okay, and nobody can stop you. It's land. This is earth. Go buy you some earth and stop letting these white folks convince you to buy their essence and what they like to do. Look like they doing something. That's why they got all this shit and be up there trying to do what you doing. Y'all had they. I don't think y'all understand. They done made the younger generation damn near rhythmless. They done slowed down the younger generation so much they got the younger generation dancing and shit like white folks. They turned the younger generation into white people. The amount of black girls I see on here, no rhythm and shit. And then you got the white girls up in here acting like they hood up. When that tell y'all they have uploaded and increased the switch in identity and destiny swapping, and black girls are still up here not understanding they've always wanted to be you. That's why being you is popular, except for on everybody but you now. They've switched with you. That's why they got you wearing their hair straight. Then they got these girls on here getting curly perms. Everybody's bad baby. Everybody want a curvy body now. These are the same bitches who told you that 110 pounds is almost fat. All of a sudden, they got hips the size of yours and thighs that don't match. Or they're at the gym creating thighs to match their new bodies while telling you that you're fat. So if we're so fat, why are you fattening up to look like us? Why is fat different on you than us? And our fat is natural.
I don't really see y'all walking around looking like Sarah Bartman unless you greedy as hell. Like that type of fat. It's not just like you just thick for no reason. If you're thick, it's usually because you're fat as hell and you eat too much. It's not the same. So imagine when most women are used to getting fat and looking bad built. So you gaining 10, 15 pounds is the end of you. Okay. It's not the same for everybody because you're not made like that. You're made straight up and down. This is why I tell people gay guys are always competing with the women of their own races first. This is why, if you pay attention to Hispanic trannies, they always try to go for a black woman's aesthetic. And a lot of the passport bros, they're not going overseas, okay, to Colombia and shit and getting the baddest women because most of them are too racist to fuck black men if you're not a rich one. Okay. And they know who's a rich black man and they know who to set up and delete and get rid of you for your organs. Okay. So they're not worried about that. Okay. It's gay men who already know how easy a lot of black men are because you like to see black women features and shit on everybody else. You love to see a black woman's body shape, okay, on white skin and light skinned women with dark coochies. And yeah, you can see all the same hyperpigmentation and whatever else on your own women. You don't even have to go find it in any other race. You have yellow bones, red bones, okay, and everything else. You don't even have to go to biracials. Let biracials date each other. If black people stop trying to push themselves into everybody's categories of creating something new and create with yourself, you'd see what I mean when I say everybody still want to be you. Even the people that create with you, they don't even like what they create with you, which is why most of your kids don't become successful because the tethers you're creating them with can't even be honest that they want to see their darker children do better than them. A lot of they darker children be my color. It ain't always mixed looking biracials. The biracials who look like me, they understand exactly what I'm talking about. Because my dad thought he was going to get a lighter skinned, okay, black girl. Okay, and he got a brown skinned goddess. Okay, so imagine when we know that a lot of our parents are the ones who uphold this. I don't like myself, so I'm creating with somebody else. The whole time, my dad thought he was being slick because he chose a black Puerto Rican. Whole time, he didn't understand how black Puerto Ricans are still a connection to himself. I still look like you, nigga. My nose big. My Imagine when you forget that the Puerto Ricans and other people they show you are the white versions. Look at how they show you Brazilians. Brazil is 90% black. People ain't even been. I've been to Brazil several times. Imagine going to Brazil knowing that it's 90% black as a whole fucking country. And people are still pretending that when they say Brazilians here, they show you a bitch that looks like J-Lo with a BBL. Embarrassing, disrespectful. Brazil is 90% black. Could you imagine America being 90% white and then showing black people as the face of America every time they show a commercial? No, they would never. So imagine that's what they're doing. And then people wonder why I speak on it so highly. Yes, because a lot of black people do not like to be with other black people. They like to pretend they are a chosen black person because they can breed with a bottom feeder of another race. Breeding with a bottom feeder does not make you anything other than a tainted manual bloodline. They're slowing down your bloodline so you can't evolve. You evolve quicker when you breed with self. So imagine when they're still trying to convince you that breeding with them is better than creating another you. Because that's what they're doing. This is why white women have a baby with a black man and they still don't claim the child as white. They have to make sure they claim it as black. This is how white women still to this day are trying to separate their whiteness to keep it in superiority. Look at them. They'll have a whole biracial child and be like, well, my daughter's black, so I'm trying to figure out her hair. Because they trying to let you know I'm white. Do you hear a white woman talking? Okay, my child is black, but I'm not. Like, imagine when they still trying to let you know they only feel powerful when they can take something from you. And when they can't, that's the only time they turn into a Karen or a Brad. And most Brads don't like Karens in the first place. That's why Brad is usually with Brad. If you didn't know, this is Sodom and Gomorrah. Okay, Becky can sit down somewhere. Okay, he only want Becky from Becky when he feel like it, and Becky's still gonna give it to him. She don't care how many Brads he done had all week, all month, all year, his whole life. She's still gonna be like, yeah, you like that? She don't care. She finna catch every disease possible, just trying to prove she's a white woman. No, white people don't use.
wash rags.
You are a beautiful lady, and so am I. That's nice, but I didn't.
I guess you're saying that to make yourself feel better, but okay. What's up, Ari Divine? What's up, Michael? Like I said, y'all, stay tuned. A lot of the topics I have here are not really meant to be talked about. I have to find a way to articulate them to where I can stay on this algorithm and actually have these conversations with you guys. For those of you who are interested into deep diving into understanding your own power and magic without the K, okay? Because if y'all didn't know, when you see magic with a CK, that's actually inferring that it's gay witch